keep the bummer.
I'm walking contradiction. Fuck around and you test me. My patience is fleeting. Coward, picture this. Your face, my face. Fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you.
I just pick.
And I'm Reverend Muffington, and tonight we hope everything goes as well. We have, so at the table, we have two of probably my, I guess, all-time fucking Tennessee heroes when it comes to the music scene. We have Mr. Ronzo, the Beast Cartwright.
That's right.
This motherfucker, I remember being a kid and seeing the hardcores for the first time on MTV and going, holy shit, one of us fucking broke out and
Somebody
fucking made
did
it.
it.
Holy fucking shit. And man, I really, you know, there's a lot of guys that you really wanted to party with as a kid. I never really had an opportunity. So the fact that I made it to 50 and was able to fucking party with this motherfucker right here has been like just, it's been great. I'm glad to have him in my life. And as far as one of my new heroes, give it up for Mark Traylor right here.
That's right.
As well. Mark is in the band Modern Primate as well as Nero Vacha. And ever since Modern Primate played our show back in 21, maybe earlier than that, 2020.
Pre-21.
You know, I've been a hardcore fucking Modern Primate fan. You know, I mean, I'm always pushing their shit. Anybody was like, hey, you know what new band to listen to? It's like, Modern Primate just came out with a new single. You should listen to that. So, anyway, also we have Kyler Finney and Justin.
No way.
That's what
Yes,
they.
no
Oh,
way.
it's 420. They're Wagner, man.
Wagner.
Wagner.
Sorry, man.
Mr. Wagner.
I
Porn star
started.
name right there.
Yeah, I started so early today. All right, we may or may not have some other people drop in, and if so, then that's all good too. But we're going to start tonight. So let's go around, man. Let's talk about what was first weed experience. What was your first weed experience?
I don't know. It's like kind of there's like two ways. Like first time I smoked it, I was the last ones to go out of my buddies. Like they're all smoking weed. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, y'all doing?
South Park kids. Tennessee.
Yeah, the
What
color.
age were you?
They
Junior
were
high?
they were like 16,
Okay.
and we was all driving whenever that started happening, and I tried it. But before that, I had found
Did you
my.
get high the first time that you got high?
I guess. I think so. I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of just. I don't think the first couple times was like you realize is like what is even going on really. Yeah. Anyways, I think it's more for adults.
Weed, too.
The adults that need some stress relief. but the first time I ever knew anything about it, I knew my dad smoked weed. It was because I found his bong when I was like, he got drunk one night on some Crown and he left the bong right there on the kitchen table. He's passed out. Well, not kitchen table, but he had like a coffee table. He sit Indian style that. Anyways, he fucking. I'm like, what is that, Dad? And he's like, oh, it's for the pipes. It's to help to clean the toilet. You know, and he just went and put it under his sink, and I always knew where it was at. You know? But that was like probably 12 when I figured out, oh, Dad's a pothead. But I didn't run to school and be like, my daddy's a pothead. You know, I just like kept it to myself.
Ronzo, what was your first high history?
My first high history, I guess I'm a late bloomer.
Uh-huh.
We had got signed to Interscope. At the time I was 20, wasn't old enough to drink, wink. But we was out with 24/7 Spies. Remember them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we was on tour with them, and I think we was cutting up through Canada somewhere. And my obviously I found out that my guitar player and my drummer were all professionals. So we got over the Canadian border, and I had a couple of not blunts, but like
Joints.
couple of joints, man. It was pretty cool. I blanked out pretty good. I mean, I can always remember starting. I remember sound check after that.
So you got high your first time?
Yeah, I got yeah.
Because some people don't. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I got really high. I remember going like, oh, this is crazy. Rock and roll. You know, like 3 hours later, they was like, test, 1, 2. I'm doing a sound check at the show, so it was pretty good.
Mark, what is your high history?
Yeah, I had smoked a couple of times, but not got high. But
Yeah,
the
okay.
first time I got high, you could make a fucking movie out of it, man. It's like we smoked out of a Mountain Dew bong, and it was in the sun, middle of summer and shit. And we had some friends graduating. I was like a freshman or about to be a freshman. So we went to this graduation, and we were outside smoking cigarettes and shit. Well, some school cop seen us. And he pulled us to the side. He's like, how old are you? And we're like, fucking old enough, you know, fuck you. He's like, wait right here. He turns his back, and my buddy's like, run. So we fucking jet, and we think we get away and shit. And the next morning, the motherfucker's knocking on my door, dude. He went to like the school and found us in the yearbooks, which probably wasn't hard to find us fucking weirdos.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's there they are. Yeah.
So that was the first time.
All right, that's rad. All right, Kyler, what's your high history? What was the first time you got high?
I was with my friends. I never smoked weed before, and they always tried to get me to. It was kind of like a competition between them to see who would get me to smoke first.
Right.
And we hit the bong a couple times, me and my buddy, and I got so high I passed out. They came back from the store and just fucking, we started playing like Smash Brothers.
Yeah, of course.
Smash Brothers. And I started advocating, the tree on the Kirby map, where it's like, kind of, it can fuck you up. They were like talking shit about it, and I was like, hey, like, don't be so mean to that tree.
Starts early.
Yeah,
Man.
man.
Just creeped in.
So they started drawing dicks on me when I fell asleep. They did expo markers with me, but they did permanent markers with the other guy. And I went to work the next day, and I walked in, and the lady at the front, who was like customer service, she said, "Baby, come here. You got a penis behind you." That was my first time.
Never want to hear that.
The first time that he's heard he's had a penis laying behind him.
This wasn't an unusual activity, but that just happened to be.
And that was just like that was a Thursday, I think.
I actually still like to have penis behind my ears.
Like a weighted blanket for him. He just likes
That's a visual. So, Justin, what's your high history, man?
So I'm from Tennessee, and it's not legal here. I've never smoked weed before.
All right.
Till this smart man.
Never done it, dude.
So, we're actually filming out of Hollywood, California.
I don't know. I watched the guy roll a blunt while you're on.
Threw that down.
All right, so let's go ahead and do a shot. Happy 420.
420.
Or Hitler's birthday, wherever.
Feliz Navidad, whatever the fuck.
I can't drink to that, dude. You got no fucking camera.
You can't change it up mid like toast. Like, whoa!
I never drink to that point in my life.
That's cheating, Lucifer.
That's how you get canceled right here. I'm gonna get fucking canceled for a shot.
What? Nick Weir, of course he's not here. We're throwing Hitler out first 5 minutes. What did you fucking do to us, bud?
It's always Nick's fault. Has anyone ever gotten high with your? Have you got ever high with your parents?
Oh yeah.
You got high with your parents?
All my siblings have except me. And they stay high. And I guess I'm the rocker in the band is the good guy. They don't
Nice.
press around me and they don't smoke weed.
You're the chosen
But the
one.
second I leave, it's like Bob Marley and Waylon. It doesn't make no sense.
All right, go to bed, sugar, and then it's party on.
I
man.
will say that, you know how I was like, nah, I don't really want any weed. I'm presently enjoying some gummies right now. So.
Yeah. So that's. I mean, I'm scared because I don't want to get to the ones from like the corner store
You
and
don't
that
be in here
bullshit.
trying to
Yeah, no.
We get them sent in direct, but Delta 9. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Nice little buzz.
What about you, Mark? You ever get high with your parents?
No, man, my parents are super old school and
No
like
shit.
straight laced. I actually left my fucking bag like one morning before school on my dad's workbench. You know, I'm driving to school. I'm like, I put that shit up. Surely I put that shit up. Come home, couldn't find it. Well, he didn't say shit. And then, so like, yeah, he said on that shit, man. The next day when he got home from work, he's like, I need to have a talk, and it's like sitting on the table in front of him. He's like, you're not going to do that and live in our house. So you can either choose to live in our house or you can hit that door. And I was like,
How old?
16, probably 17. I'm looking at the bag. I'm like, I need to think about it. This motherfucker left, dude. I was gone.
No shit.
No shit.
All right.
But it's a weird turn of events, man, because like my mom was kind of fucked up the next day over it, you know, missing me and worrying about me and shit.
Yeah.
But they
My
went to
baby
church.
go home.
Yeah. She fell down the steps at church and then ended up causing her to go get a CAT scan, and they ended up finding that she had a brain tumor. And so she had the brain tumor removed and shit, but I kind of look at it like, wow, you know what I mean?
Good job.
That not
She probably would
happened.
have never.
Cause and effect, man. Cause and
That's a
effect.
trip. That's a real trip.
Go weed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's
All right, Kyle, what about you, man? You ever get high with your parents?
Nah, hell no.
No.
Nah.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Oh
Well,
man.
you know.
I got high with his parents.
Yeah, I have too. Yeah.
Yeah, your parents are pretty
My
cool.
parents are pretty straight-laced.
Are they Christian? Republican?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
MAGA?
Oh man, you gotta just put people out there like that, eh?
Pretty cool people. They just, they don't smoke. I've gotten high with a lot of other people's parents.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah. Were they selling the weed?
No.
He also detective on his
Justin is the
own.
one selling the weed.
All right. But not in
Justin
Tennessee.
Wagner sells weed.
But not in Tennessee.
Justin Wagner sells marijuana.
I'm gonna get your number.
Outside of Tennessee.
I literally text this motherfucker, hey, nothing incriminating on this podcast. And that's what he does. Throws me under the bus.
That's what your friends are for.
That's what friends
Maybe you need new friends. All right, so your parents, man, you ever get high with your parents?
Cheating, no.
No?
Dude, my dad, y'all tell you a real fun story about my dad. He used to tell us in a very braggadocious way that in the 10th grade, he was walking to school and he smelled someone smoking weed. And he went to him, it was a couple dudes smoking weed, and he fucking like snatched him up and took him to the principal's office.
Jesus.
And like the
Fucking
cops
narc.
came and everything, like that's what he used
They
to.
called the cops?
Oh, for sure, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
How much would they have on?
That's who raised me. That's my guy, dude. That's my dude.
I still love him even though he's a narc, you know?
But yeah, I mean, there was my dad was Captain America.
Oh,
That's
shit.
what he was. Like he was like linebacker on the football team.
Wow.
He left, so my parents had me real late. He left high school early to catch the tail end of Vietnam. He was like, dude, I just want to get some of these bastards.
Wow. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, dude, he's a dog. He's what America needs, if I'm being honest.
Well, damn.
Them poor, funny-eyed
The
looking
reason we can
people.
all sleep at night, you know.
We love the veterans.
We love
you wanna
vets.
shut
We
up?
love vets over here
Hell yeah.
for the troops.
So my mother was always trying to get me to get high with her ever since. Like, so when I moved to Nashville in 1980, I was 7 years old, and I remember my mom. She introduced me to my future stepbrother. He was 10, and when I walked up to him, he's sitting on the stoop of Turtle Creek apartment. He's 10-year-old. I was 7, and I noticed he's smoking a joint, and he's like, and he hands it to me, and I'm just like, no, man, I'm good. And then like, so I'm talking to my mom about it and everything. And I was like, because I mean, I knew what it was. I was like, I knew the difference between weed and cigarettes and shit like that. So it was one of those, you couldn't fool me anymore. So I was talking to my mom about it. And so the next day, my mom was like, hey, Jason, Rev, roll me a joint. And I was just like, but I'm 7. Like, I don't know how to roll a joint, right? And so my mom was always like every couple of years, my mom would be going like, so you smoke weed yet? And I'm like, no, I don't smoke weed yet. Even when I started smoking weed, like when I was, I think 13 to 14, my mom would be like, you smoke weed yet? I'd be like, no. I didn't get high with my mom until I was 18, and it was Christmas. And I still wouldn't get high with my fucking parents. And then my parents was having a Christmas party, and I was having a Christmas party on the other side of the house.
Yeah.
And then one of my mother's friends came into the room, and we already had a circle going and everything. So he comes in the room, and his name was Beaver, and he fucking right. And so he's like he busts a big fat fucking hog leg, just fucking Bubba joint, right? Fires it up and everything, and as it's going around and shit. He turns around, opens the door, and my mother and my stepfather come in. I'm like, you motherfucker! Oh my
had
dude!
infiltrated.
So I didn't even look. I was like, I knew what was going on. I didn't even look over that way. So my mom and my fucking stepfather are now in the circle with me and my 5 other friends. And there is and this is back when there was like. You probably remember when they used to call it like Christmas wreath? It was like it smelled like pine.
Yep.
It would come in around Christmas time, and it just smelled just like you were burning a Christmas fucking tree. And
they actually used to say, "Let's burn a tree." Remember?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
burn a tree.
Yeah.
I love this history lesson.
Yeah.
Man.
So, dude, but like for me, like that's like the first time I ever like got high with my parents, you know, and then like. With the first time I ever got high, going back to that, I did not get high. Like a friend of mine, and it was, you know, he was kind of like it was like a hot summer day. We were swimming at this fucking apartment complex down here, which the pool has been buried. It's not even there anymore. And he was like, "Hey, you want to get stoned? I'm gonna fucking snatch some out of my mom's stash." I was like, "Yeah." So he comes out with this fucking like pin joint, and we're hitting it in this breezeway. I didn't feel shit. Like, I always heard people talking about how they can't stop laughing and all this other shit.
Yeah. Reefer madness, man.
Didn't do shit to me. So we go back and swim and everything. I could tell he's baked. I could tell, like, there's a difference between the way we were and now he's 3 shades of Chinese. Yeah. I knew he was high as hell. It's the same way I see with my family and everything. Like, I knew he was high. I felt fucking nothing. Later on that night, we wound up meeting up with a couple of friends, and there was a chick there, and she wound up burning one. And, dude, I got so fucked up. I had to sit down. I remember sitting down on the curb in this one fucking Tanglewood fucking complex, just going, man, I need a minute. And then, like, for like, so every time I started getting high, people would always ask me, like, what are you smiling for? I would have permagrin, like, forever.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'd be like, because I'm always, I guess I had, you know, resting asshole face most of the time, and now I started getting high and everything, and I'm just smiling. Just look at me, I'm happy. My life doesn't suck at all.
There's Gremlins too, man. There's one of those Gremlins that looks just like you. Every time I see, I've always been a big fan.
Bro, you just blew my fucking mind.
Yeah, it's real.
I know
real
what
phenomenon.
About it too. I know exactly what
Now we gotta go look at Gremlins.
I think it's the one that comes out of the pot for the cook lady. Right?
I told him last time, you look like every single Trailer Park Boys character smushed into one. Like if they all fucked and had an orgy,
me?
You'd be the outcome of that.
I always heard
I mean that.
I always heard a booger off fucking Revenge of the Nerds. I'm like, motherfucker, the ugliest motherfucker to ever be put in a film.
You look
I gotta look like that motherfucker.
You look like you're on Rumspringer, dude.
Oh, I look Amish. I live close to the Amish. I guess it's kind of like leaking over a little bit.
To Rumspringer.
Yeah.
Rumspringer.
Man, wouldn't you always get some of those like Rumspringer chicks, man?
Hey,
just fresh
Buck
off the
Hitler.
ranch.
Oh, I'm sure it's not fresh.
Just ready to throw it up. Oh, I'm sure it is fresh.
Yeah, I don't
You don't think so?
What happens out in the cornfield stays out in the cornfields. I'm joking, man. I don't know. Amish people are different. Amish people are different, man.
Stays in the corner.
Yeah.
That's a soundbite.
They're better than us, but
I can tell you the highest I've ever been.
What is the highest you've ever been?
Okay, so I took a trip to Jamaica.
That's a good place for it.
Okay, we're out there, and so all these kids are trying to sell the dirt weed and all that, and we're getting bored. And so the guy goes, "Hey man, come here." He was had a little side thing. He was selling like paintings and stuff like that. He said, "Buy something out of my store." We bought 2 paintings. He's like, "How long you gonna be here?" I was like, "I have 3 days, 4 nights." "How many you got?" About 4 people. He's like, "Be right back." Comes back like a bag.
yep.
I mean,
Appropriate size bag.
of the good stuff though. He was like, "Here." You know what I'm saying? He said, "Enjoy your trip." And we tried, like you had that little pen thing. I actually had a pocket protect, like a geek pocket protector thing that was just full of weed and people just pulling out of it. We smoking that like nonstop, and then we went to do the little jet skis. He rolled us a joint. He was like, "It'll be 5 minutes, man. Here, smoke this." So we smoked that. Then we got on paddle boats, and I shit you not, this guy come out of the water. They're in the ocean, and they got little floating tubes. He goes, "You want some smoke?" And it was just so stupid. I was like, "Yeah, I actually do."
So are you buying it or are they giving it?
No, it's you buying it. Well, the guy, the jet ski guy,
Yeah.
he's just rolling them. He's just here. He's like,
But he's on the water selling weed?
The other guy's in the water. Just think of.
He's like, you're doing your other job, and we
He's
just
got-
your regular job.
He got his thing tied to his leg. leg that floats, that don't ever go down.
Right.
And he was underwater, cause I didn't see him at first. And he came up out of the water. He said, hey man, he tread water. He said, you want some smoke? And I'm like, that's a lot of work. I have to buy. But I gotta buy it from you now, right? Yeah. I can't be like, nah, I'm cool now. I'm like, no, yeah, I want. You work for that. I need your weed. Yeah, I'm gonna chuck you off, man.
If he's coming up from underwater, like that weed's soaking wet. How are you?
No, he's got this floaty balloon thing.
So you see the floaty balloon thing before you see him. Like you see his weed floating up towards you.
I thought it was a life buoy. You know how they have his episode. I thought it was a
shark soon he
and then he come up like
Trained under it, swimming.
Jesus Christ.
he was swimming effortlessly. But yeah, I had to buy some. We already had some, but I was like, I gotta get some of yours though, right? It's called it was called Blue Voodoo.
I smoked Blue Voodoo.
Yeah, that'll just take you where you. It come off the mountains, called Jamaica Blue Voodoo.
I don't trust people when they start telling me, like here, I don't trust people telling me names. Because I swear, I smoked just Gorilla Glue my whole life. Like, everyone's always said I got that Gorilla Glue. Like, that's all it was my entire life.
I don't know.
Different weed, all the time, but everyone always called it the same shit. I was like, I don't trust anybody.
I've always heard them call it all kinds of different crazy things. It'd still be the same shit.
Yeah.
It's,
This is whatever the what was.
There's so much counterfeit weed going around, man. It's starting to fucking kill me because it's just like you wind up getting a bag of whatever and it's
Delta.
it's like. Did you just realize? I mean, you obviously must have known that you fucking sold this to me.
Right.
It just kills me that there's like, 1 out of every 10 bags I'll probably get like THCA because the high lasts about 20 minutes, and you know when you have THCA because you come home on your fucking lunch break. By the time you go back to work, you're sober. You're like, hey, wait a minute.
Diet Kush.
You fire one of them up?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm so glad there was nothing in there. Let me see if there's a couple of fat ones. There we go. All right, so let's talk bands. Stone Deep. What is going on in the world of Stone Deep?
All right. Well, Stone Deep, we just did an album release.
Oh.
Anybody got a lighter?
It's called Kung Fu
Anyone got a
Grip.
highlighter?
Look, all the weed and no lighter. How y'all working it? Yeah, so we just did an album release called Kung Fu Grip. It's out on Spotify and all the other places. We're shooting videos for it. We actually got a show coming up on May 23rd at Eastside Bowl. You ever been there?
Nice, yes.
That place is nice.
I've never been there.
Oh, it's nice. You got to go there. It's in Madison. And it's like a half of an old Kmart.
You guys got anybody else on the
No
bill?
shit.
Catch Fire
Catch Fire.
is playing, and
I think that's Bob Bunderson's band.
yeah,
Or Bob some, I can't remember his last name.
and yeah. So we got that show. It's gonna be a pretty big show. I invited a lot of people there. Inviting you guys to come there.
Nice.
Even them two. Yeah, come to
Even
the
them
show
two.
May 23rd at Eastside Bowl.
All right. Yeah, fuck yeah. Eastside Bowl's great, man.
Yeah, it's great. I'm
Really
putting,
cool spot.
yeah.
Well.
You don't come, I'm gonna come looking for both of y'all.
No.
Maybe I want you looking for me, brother.
Well,
You're a cool guy, dude.
I don't know, man. We Gen X. You don't know if you want us. Yeah. Well, we looking for people that's
It
different.
hasn't. The moon hasn't come out yet.
But yeah, we've been doing a lot.
This?
Yeah, pass it around.
Get that thing.
What is that?
Fucking.
It looks fucking fruity,
I'm
man.
It does look
Sick,
pretty.
dude.
It looks fruity.
I can't do the fruity.
Yeah.
But
Tastes like tutti frutti.
I take you where you want to go.
It's almost like Pez, but
No, is this 9
Happy
or is this
420
8 or
day,
A or?
That's that comes straight from the mountain of Sinai. That's not from this state.
Outside.
tastes a little bit of pizza.
Oh yeah. That's one of those ones where you go home from work and you hit it, and then like 3 hours later you're like, what the fuck happened?
That's tasty.
Yeah, it's sour sandia. I don't know what the fuck sandia means.
Yeah, no, it's suspicious.
That's a Google way.
Ooh, they got the sweat glands going.
you're like, yeah.
That's all.
You look like, yeah. You're like, okay. I got the glisten.
You start dabbing in a minute.
Oh.
Greg, you should blink it for 420.
Blanket?
Yeah, you know, blink it you got?
What's a blanket?
Blink it See, this is why this is great. Blink it is when you hit it, there's a light, and there's a timer. It can only let you hit for a certain amount of time.
Oh, so like continuously hit it
Until it won't let you hit it.
to a blink.
That's called a blinker 10.
All right, pass it over here.
It just hurts. It only hurts.
So I mean,
When you get done, it kind of feels like a grenade just went off in your head.
wow. All right.
I've never heard of such. A blinker?
So, I mean, how long does it take?
I don't know. I suck.
Yeah, man.
Depends
You
on
just don't-
how long. It depends on how hard you're fucking throbbing that thing.
Kill this guy over here,
Go,
man.
dude.
With y'all synthetic smokings.
Nah, it ain't synthetic, brother, man. That shit came from Jesus Christ. I don't know if you believe in the Bible, but I do. And that came from Jesus Christ, man.
You found an ally.
Lord and Savior, man.
All right. Well, maybe I'll find
Hallelujah.
Jesus too.
You
right?
might, though.
Put it
Hey, can we do a timer? Do you got a timer?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
We gotta
Ask a
we got
redneck.
official. We got official.
All right.
I'll time you. I got you. Give me a second.
Just tell me when.
It's a hillbilly. It's not a redneck. Rednecks are
What happened to the
foul
word
creatures.
anymore? Watch
Go.
Hillbillies don't just don't want to mess with anybody.
So they don't.
But
Yeah,
they don't want to be messed with either.
yeah, just leave them alone. Hillbillies are
I
like.
think there's between redneck and hillbilly.
Smackdown.
Oh. Did he make time?
That was about a 12-second hit.
Oh.
Cut out, bro.
Dude,
We'll see you on the moon, Rev.
this ain't no bitch, brother. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do it too.
Uh-oh. He's going for 13. I'm not sure that was 12. Oh, man.
All right.
It hurt, right?
That's where it takes you.
A little painful, right?
Ain't that a little Caesar scan cure?
Right. What do you call it? Hypoxia?
Real quick, dude. Take a little chaser. Take a little.
Mark, you want to say how? Can you blank out? You want?
No, I'm good. I'm good on that, son. I like my lungs.
He's like,
No,
I'd
it don't
rather,
hurt your lungs. It hurts your brain, man.
Yeah.
I'd rather drive.
They work
home.
together.
I lied. This is actually crack cocaine.
I told you I tasted PCP.
I know this. I know the smell of crack. Believe me, it's distinct.
I mean, so
it's
you know the
distinct.
taste of PCP, brother? That's wild, man.
I've never done PCP.
I've only
Me
seen
either.
it
I
on
would-
Cops, man.
That's when I probably would have tried because I've seen enough cops videos. I'm like, that looks fucking fun. I want to run naked in fucking laundromat. You
So
know?
there are people that have like fucked up reactions to like psychedelics and stuff.
Yeah,
like
they
that.
have, yeah.
Now, when I do psychedelics and I'm alone, yes, I love to get naked because why? The clothes start to bother you. But there's a right? No,
I've been there.
right?
Are you
You're
doing
by yourself, not with your bros.
Yeah, like your clothes not bothering you right now.
It's closed, man. Just don't mind me, guys.
Yeah, don't worry me.
Shutters on.
No, but you want to swim. That's what, man, on psychedelics, especially like mushrooms, I want to swim. There's nothing more than I just want to drive to. But I know I can't drive to the lake because I'm tripping.
Yeah.
But there'd be nothing for like
You
someone
need
to
somewhere where
drive
there's a
me.
lifeguard. So
I
just
need
go to the
someone
pool.
to drive me to like, hey man, just push me in. Just
Like a dead body.
Oh man, you know how fucked up that was? That one college kid. How many different dead bodies they found before they found him? Like, did nobody gives a fuck about? Oh, we found 2 other bodies today. They still ain't found the kid, but we're not gonna give up hope. Yeah.
Did you see the video of him stumbling around too?
Yeah, he was fucked. They should have.
Wasn't he like something was wrong
One
with
of
him
his
or-
buddies should have went with
He
him
was
or
trash.
something, man.
You gotta-
have buddies with you when you
Do
get
y'all
that
remember
trash.
that video of the guy in the convenience store and he's trying to buy beer, but his body is like a slinky and he's trying to buy the beer and he can't do it, right? It's a famous video of this guy doing it. When you watch this dude walking down the streets of
He
Nashville,
was
that's
pretty gone.
dude, it's just like the top half was just not even there. Like there's just the legs just walking and the body was just kind of up there.
They did say something about he ran into a street sign, and after that his head was looking all funny. So he could have just literally, honestly dunked himself,
Knocked his
then
fucking
really
head out.
went and tripped in the fucking river.
He talked to a cop too.
But then again,
Yeah, a cop is the body cam of him going up to the cop, and the cop is like, "Hey man, you okay?"
But then they
He's like,
found all
"Yeah."
his stuff there by the river too, though, like his
Cell phone
wallet
and
and
shit.
yeah. So he
Fucking weird.
did he go down there and throw all his shit down and didn't want to go for a swim? I mean, what the fuck actually happened?
Here's
to
the thing
I
about
think
it.
it's a natural human instinct to like want to just always go to water when you're like really fucked up.
Huh.
Like, you just always want to go to water. That's just a thought that I have.
It's a possibility.
Huh?
But also, he got shit-faced alone in a place that he wasn't really
No,
familiar
it was
with.
it was frat boys. There was a bunch of friends.
Well, he didn't
They were bar
He didn't have no friends.
Those boys were not with him at that time. He was alone at that particular
okay.
moment. There was nobody with him.
Let my boys be alone.
Like
No, you gotta buddy up, man. Dangerous world, man. You can't just
If my homies get kicked out of a bar, I'm probably getting kicked out.
We
too.
all
You have to go with them.
go out,
You don't
buddy, and
stay.
beating together.
Yeah, I mean, we got into a fight the other day in one of the open mics.
Explain.
Dude.
You don't have to.
No, we didn't.
We didn't do that, dude.
Nope.
That's crazy, man.
But hypothetically,
Just brought it up. All right, allegedly. Allegedly, you got in a fight.
There was two guys that looked just
here's
like
a cool
y'all.
story about something I heard that happened.
Sure.
There you
Is,
go.
Two guys that look just like you.
Yeah, one was. Yeah, the fat one was really handsome though.
Okay.
Um,
Fat, handsome dude.
But there was some dude just
Those are rare.
talking shit during everybody's set. And,
Uh-huh. Who was?
Some random guy.
Okay.
And then one of the dudes was like, "Hey, shut up," and he wouldn't. And then it just turned into a thing, and he got punched in the face a couple times. Other dude was good.
Who punched him in the face?
One of the big guys.
All right.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It
Yeah.
happens.
Punchings.
I'll be forgetting.
You're
What
forgetting that's your
bar
comedy
was
show?
it? What venue?
See, that I can't answer that. Listen, man, you guys got me stoned off THCA.
Well, you can get you down.
So I'm like,
All right, Mr. Trailer, what is going on in the land of modern primates?
Oh man, we're feeling good about things. We're sounding tighter than we ever have.
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, just, listening to you guys, everything that's been going on, you guys, insane. I mean, it just really is. It's just one of those things where it's just like, I'm glad to have met you guys, a few years ago and everything and see, everyone in the progression of the band and shit. And just like for right now, I mean, how you guys aren't signed, I just don't know. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's a dream anymore. Just 'cause
Yeah,
the
Well, everything is DIY.
Getting
It's
weird.
DIY.
Yeah.
You gotta make your own now.
You're t-shirt salesmen, man. You gotta fucking sell your t-shirts and sell your fucking, coffee cups and shit like that. Which, by the way, when you guys start doing coffee cups, let me know.
Yeah, so we got a website up right now. You can check like our Facebook, but we've got a bunch of stuff where you can order shirts. We got blankets. We got I could make some coffee cups, whatever you want.
There you go.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
he's true though, man. That's kind of the way we get paid now. Like
The merch. Now, do you sell the-
Spotify and streaming basically replaced the record labels. As
And,
far as
And
what-
they're not even paying what they should.
Well,
they're doing people
I
dirty,
think
man.
They're consumed by the, like I think some of the big labels got together and did the Spotify,
Oh, yeah.
and now they can pay the artists less. Because you can pay nothing. I mean, we get great streams, but we're not making no money off of it. We make more money at live shows.
Yep.
So I see what
T-shirts and
bands
vinyl.
are starting to do now where they're taking their music off of Spotify and they're just selling physical copies. And I don't know if that is...
I would say do both, though. You need the exposure.
Exactly. It's a
You need the
double-edged
exposure.
sword.
Like,
You gotta throw out as much bait as you can, man.
Do both, but like
Don't limit yourself to
vinyl,
one fishing
I
rod.
heard that vinyl did like 1.3 billion last year, and it's
Vinyl's coming back, yeah.
Yeah, it's up like 7% in sales. So bands should put out vinyl. People love it.
Yep.
I mean, it's good
Nostalgia.
collectible.
Well, there are people that want a physical copy.
Yeah, physical copies, and then if they want to listen to it, they can go. But the bands can still survive if they're getting show money and getting your T-shirt sales and your coffee mugs.
Yeah.
We got to get started on coffee mugs.
And it challenges us to be a little bit more creative because now it's like when we release an album, it's like, hey, maybe we can throw a fucking cover on the album that you can only get if you have this
Right.
physical copy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But
That's cool, too. I sell what bands are putting out the physical copy, but also a code where they can get the digital, so they can still listen to it in their car and shit when they don't have a CD player.
Well, I've even seen some of these punk bands fucking going back to cassette.
We have.
I was like, that was kind of really cool.
Yeah. We our first release was cassette.
The only cassette?
Only cassette.
That's-
It did pretty good too.
we
We
had-
actually made more money than streaming right now on cassettes. Then we got vinyl. But what we're doing is we're gonna go from all media. We're gonna go cassettes. Then we're gonna go vinyl, and then we're gonna go CD like that, and just because we're having.
Then
fun
you got
with
your
it.
digital.
Are you guys gonna record a live show? Do like a Blu-ray or a DVD? Do some kind of like the live?
Yeah.
'Cause I would like to see. Oh no shit.
Well, we're working on getting live show clips.
Okay.
The May 23rd at Eastside Bowl is going to be, I think it's three different video people there. It's gonna
Nice.
be clips for us.
You can get
start-
three different angles. It makes
Yeah.
it gives an editor a dream where they can.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, man.
March 23rd, baby. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't see you there, it's going to be,
I'm gonna be there, dude.
I'm looking for you. Got to be
You gonna see
there.
me? I'll probably have an animal shirt on.
That's good.
See me, bro.
I'm like, I got me like, when we get home.
I was sitting there earlier when they were playing, man. This shit was killer.
Well, I got funny weed stories. I had a buddy named, I'll give a fake name, Gilbo Rodrigo.
Okay.
Gilbo Rodrigo.
Go Gilbo.
All right, good buddy. The first time he got high with some other guys we knew, the McMullen, we call them the McMullins brothers. Well, they go to. Damn, I'm making a joke of myself, man. They went to the fair. He got high and he went to the fair. He got so nervous and paranoid, had a panic attack, called his mama from the fair, and totally just told on all of them and ratted them out.
For what?
Said he smoked a joint and he wanted to go to the hospital.
Did you guys ever hear that story of the cop who took weed off of, I think it was in Colorado. The cop took weed off of a person and went home. Him and his wife wound up making brownies with it. But they wound up using all the weed and made it too strong. The fact that they were both in the floor, thought that they were dying. He winds up calling 911 and says, we made brownies. I think we ate too much. I think we're dying. And like they were like, all right, well, give us your address, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, okay. And I'm a cop. And yeah. So they get there. And of course, the cops wind up showing up and everything. Him and his wife, they got too high. And they never got high before, I guess. Decided they're going to make some fucking brownies up from the recipe off of the internet. And thought they were going to fucking die and called 911.
Tattletelling on yourself.
Dude,
Yeah.
can you imagine that shit?
Wow.
And he was a cop. You think he would know better? Like they would have training.
But like when you eat it, it becomes a psychoactive.
It's different, yeah, because it goes through the liver, yeah.
Do you prefer eating it or smoking it?
So here's the thing with me, man. Every time I've eaten it, it's never worked. Never. I've been in Amsterdam and eaten space cakes. I've fucking been here and eaten people's brownies.
Space cake.
Yeah, space cakes.
sounds
Oh,
I know,
dude,
right? That's
yeah.
on my list right now.
Right, sure. But it's one of those things like I've never. My brother gave me these Nerds ropes that had supposed to have 600 milligrams in there. And I'm like, fuck yeah, 600 milligrams. So my brother had one. He had a bunch of them, but he ate one and I ate one, and we sat around. We ate that. We smoked a joint and everything. And about 30 minutes later, he got up and he went into my fucking guest room and was like, I gotta lay down. He passed out for fucking 4 fucking hours. I'm sitting there just playing my Xbox 360 like nothing's fucking happening. He gets up 4 hours later. It's now fucking 12 midnight. He's gotta go home and everything. I was like, dude, are you all right? He's like, no, I am fucked up. And he's like, how about you? I was like, I don't feel shit. Nothing. And I had an extra one he gave me. I wound up giving it away on the fucking show the next night. Yeah. So, I mean, it was just like, I don't know. It's like they don't affect me. And I want them to affect me because the high that is described off of them, that's what I'm looking for.
Oh, that.
Yeah, I took one.
I can't hit, so go ahead.
I was gonna say I took one at our last show. It was a 500 milligram, dude, and I felt great. It, like, killed my back pain, and like it just gave me this feeling of like, when I'm typically in a social situation, I'm like drinking to like just to remove the anxiety and shit. That gummy just completely removed all that shit to where I just felt happy. I was just like, I don't need anything right now. I feel really good,
Right. That's what I'm looking for in it, but I've never been able to attain that. I've never taken it and had any type of relief from back pain or anything like that.
Right.
And I've always figured, well, maybe I'm not getting the real shit. But when I went to Amsterdam and everyone's selling space cakes, and so like every couple of days, I'm like, all right, well, I'll try yours. And you know, I mean, you could taste the weed and everything in there, but like, and people swear by them. But again, I guess it's my liver. I guess my liver isn't processing that shit.
Have you tried it on like an empty stomach?
Maybe you're processing it too fast. So like Patrick Swayze, he couldn't get fucked up. Like he could drink and drink and drink, and he could never get fucked up because his liver worked so hard.
Right.
And I think, and like that led to his demise essentially, dude.
Probably.
R.I.P. Swayze.
So you're saying I need to do more?
Go to the doctor. Get like a test. Have a test done.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants. You don't think he wants to live off of them.
Yeah.
Also, space cake sounds like the best Little Debbie of all time. Like that's,
Yeah, we got to get into the
So
space
everyone
cake.
has their own version of it. So first of all, man, like being there, like we lived off of Toasties, which essentially were like toasted sandwiches, and like going to a coffee shop. First of all, there's no coffee at a coffee shop. They have weed and they have tea. So I wound up drinking a lot of tea, and then if you wanted something to eat, about half of them would have Toasties. And like the very first place I ever went to was the Bluebird, which you always see like ads for in High Times magazines and shit, which is where I was like Bluebird is the first place I ever heard from. That's in High
So
Times.
it was on the to-do list.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
So I was like, what do you got to eat here? She goes, we got Toasties. And I was like, well, what the fuck's a Toastie? She just looked at me like I was and she was like,
This one here ain't right.
it's a Toastie. And I was like, oh. Please elaborate.
What is the ingredients of your toasty?
So it's essentially, they got the little sandwich maker there. It's like the toasted ham and cheese or whatever that you want. And I was like, yeah, the ham and, fucking just say ham and cheese.
Nah, fancy.
Yeah. So anyway, that's pretty much what I lived on is tea and Toasties. We would pretty much go each day. We would pick out different coffee shops we would go to. And we would pick at the best weed that they had there. If they had like cannabis awards at there, it was like, okay, give us the one for the cannabis awards. And we would probably roost there for about 2 hours, getting super fucked up, and then living off of Toasties and tea. If you wanted coffee, then you would actually have to go to a cafe where they sell coffee, but no weed. Yeah, it's really weird. Ooh. And then if you wanted alcohol, you have to go to a bar, and a bar isn't allowed to sell fucking weed at all. Yeah. In Amsterdam.
Different tax bracket.
They used to. They don't have it anymore. I hear that they got rid of the mushrooms, but they used to have these things called smart shops that were about the size of a phone booth, like an old school glass phone booth, a little bit bigger than that. And basically, it was a dude squeezed in there with shelving, and he had all these different like psychedelics in there, like mushrooms and peyote and San Pedro. What? Yeah, it's him. Literally, you walk in, there's enough room for like you walk in there and you're face to face with him, and there's like these shelving all the way around you in psychedelics, and so like
You're having a confession with the priest, man.
It's insane, but like everything is like squeezed in levels. But the smart boxes are just those are the fucking smart shops are insane. So you're literally in face to face with this dude, and so every other day
every other day
because he had 5 different types of fucking mushrooms. So I go in the first day, I got the Colombian, and I go in there 2 days later, and I get the whatever the fuck it was. And so, dude, it was insane. And
so
then
you're just like taking shrooms and then just walking around Amsterdam just looking. That just sounds like the greatest vacation of all time.
That sounds amazing.
I've got pictures. Like if you guys after the show is over, I'm not going to show them on air. But like if you guys want to see the photo album from how fucked up I was, I got pictures where.
I bet it's pure art, man.
I do not because I already heard you say you like to get naked, so I'm gonna pass.
You won't see me getting naked, but I am in the tub. But it's a bubble bath. It's a bubble bath.
You can only see half dong. Only half dong.
We're good.
A hard bubble bath in Amsterdam.
We're good, sir.
I bought an ounce of dried shrooms, and apparently me and my wife were supposed to do a half ounce each. We were like, fuck it, you know.
You took your wife with your wife? Okay.
Yeah, we were on our honeymoon.
A half ounce $2 each.
Well, I was about to ask you. You went to the red light district.
We had been doing a quarter each at this point.
Right there.
Well, not dry. I'm lying to you. Not dry, wet. They're fresh. So we're doing it. So I mean, it breaks down. So I mean, like, yeah. So they're not dry. I'm sorry. I'm lying. To you.
Mushroom police.
What?
No.
Shame.
We were. It's still about a quarter dry.
It's great. I mean,
It's still about a quarter dry. If it would be a quarter dry.
even that's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So
my
she
opinion.
decided to back out and not eat them and everything. So I went ahead and I ate them. And as they were starting to come along and everything, and I was just like, well, fuck it, you know. Oh, but she didn't eat them because she was blowing herself away with fucking Coke the whole day. Because everywhere you walk around in Amsterdam, you hear people going Coke. Cool. And you look over. Yeah, you look over. There's a guy. He's got like a big old rock. He's like, look, Coke, €50. You know. And she's like, yeah. I was like, why are you coming to Amsterdam and do Coke? We got the best Coke back in the fucking States, man. Jeez. So she got fucking super sick doing it. And I don't do Coke. And she did an insane amount of fucking Coke. And so I wanted to do mushrooms that night. And so she got so sick. She's like, I'm not doing mushrooms. So as the mushrooms started to kick in, and I was stuck in the hotel room, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to eat her mushrooms. So I ate her mushrooms. Yeah.
Man,
So
good man.
Thank you. So then they started. So then they started to fucking kick in, right? So I started a bath, and these baths, and we were in a fucking 4-star hotel. The baths were huge. So I fucking made a bubble bath. I dumped all the shampoos and everything that was in there, man. And I got in there. Oh, it was great. I mean, you could almost kind of swim, kind of almost float.
Back
it was
to the
fucking
water.
great. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, right? And so then I'm giggling and everything like that. I'm just like, you know what? They say don't do it, but I was like, fuck it, this is special. I'm gonna clean out the fucking mini fridge. And I went in there and I got everything but the vodka, because if I take one hit of fucking vodka, like right now, if I take a shot of vodka, I'm vomiting. I'm vomiting. It doesn't matter. I can be completely sober, take a shot of vodka, and I'm vomiting.
Screwdrivers.
So I went in there.
Yeah, me too.
I got all the fucking bottles out, and I had them all floating in the fucking water like fucking fear and shit, everything. And so I'm drinking them and everything, and I'm having a good fucking time, and I am lit. And I mean, it's just one of those things, just like, God damn it, this is so much fucking fun, but I don't want to get up and go to the fucking liquor store and get more liquor. I was like, fuck it. Those 2 bottles of fucking vodka, little, you know.
Yeah.
I went in there and got them, and I took the one, and as soon as that fucking hit my stomach, dude, oh my God. Just projectile vomited, and then I don't remember anything. I wake up. I wake up, and my second wife, you know, we get this in our honeymoon. She's like waking me up, and I feel the water up here. And she's waking me, and she goes, "Hey man, you all right?" I'm like, "What's going on?" She's like, "You're drowning." I was like, "I was in the other room, and all I heard is."
That's been fucked up. You drinking like you fucking honey, man.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of said, she took pictures of me, by the way. I have to say I have pictures. Yeah.
Wow.
If your wife was there with Whitney, we'd still have a pop sensation on our hands.
Exactly.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah, you never.
So you said Amsterdam, you talked about all of it. You left out one key Amsterdam thing to me, and then you brought up wife, and I was like, well, that's why you left
red
it
light
out.
district.
Then you brought up my wife was doing tons of coke. So did y'all go to like the red light? Did you get a prostitute? Oh, that's a sigh of a yes, baby. That's what we're hearing right now.
She's like,
So I've told
He usually does better than this.
Yeah, where the fuck is Amsterdam? That sounds great, dude.
It's in the Netherlands.
I mean, this place sounds fucking fantastic.
So if you're going to Amsterdam, you shouldn't go there for weed. They got good weed, but it's a cheaper 2-way trip to fucking go to Colorado or something, right? But if you're wanting cheap play, then Amsterdam is basically where you would go. Because when I was there, it was $60, I'm sorry, 60 euro. I'm sorry, it was $65, but it was 50 euros for a half hour.
They call this guy Kyler Cheap Play Finney, so you're barking.
Hey, you ever been to Costa Rica? Hey, they got them there too.
No,
This is a nickel.
I was only
guy over here, dude.
that's the only time I've ever bought a prostitute. Like I just was there. I was just there for the Amsterdam experience, right? But here's the thing. So at that time, my wife and I, for about 5 years before we got married, we would have she had a girlfriend at one time, and I had a girlfriend at the same time. So we were into that, but we were getting married. So we decided, all right, well, it's going to have one big blowout. We're going to go to Amsterdam.
One big blowout.
And then after that, it's just like, which essentially that decision is what killed the relationship, just throwing that the fuck out there. But anyway.
Wait, so this didn't work out?
Monogamy?
No, the one this.
No, monogamy did not work out. Like if we had been continuing to do what we like called having fun, then we probably would still be together. But we decided we were going to be grown up and be monogamous. And then, hey, guess what? Some shit don't work out. But anyway, we were there for one big blowout. So the idea was for us to have different flavor girls. So like I was wanting an Asian chick and stuff. Like we were really wanting to, you know, like you know,
knock out the fat.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just like one of those things. So at that point, we're going down into the like our second night. We're going through the red light district, and I'm looking for an Asian chick this particular night. Well, that's when we started hearing the guys going coke. So she was getting more interested in doing coke, and she was just like, well, just go, just do whatever you need to do. And then she's like, you know, just. You know, and so like I'd be on my own mission and everything. And so like the first night I was fucking there, I was looking for a chick and everything. And like early in that day, I saw some beautiful Asian chicks there. I was like, all right, I know where you are. I'm coming back. Blah blah blah. You know, and I'm fully intentional with my wife to be there, but now she's back in the hotel room, just fucking getting doctored up. So at the end of the fucking night, I didn't find anybody. I kind of hung out at the old church, bought some bud, you know, smoked it up and everything, got nice and stoked before going back to the hotel room. And as I'm going back through, I decided to walk one more time through the red light district on this side and going directly into my hotel. And my hotel was like right across the street from the red light district, purposely. Right?
Right.
So as I'm starting to walk out to literally the last fucking aisleway, I get fucking hit in the chest with a riding crop. And not just like a little bit, like hard. Like this bitch meant a riding crop.
Wow.
She hit me with intention to stop me in my place. I was in a t-shirt. I was not in a jacket. I was not expecting the shit. And it was cold. When you're in Amsterdam and you don't have a jacket and at that time of night and the fucking wind coming through them tunnels, my nips were out and everything. She hits me in my fucking chest, man. My first instinct is to want to hit somebody. Right. And as soon as I start to turn around, I hear, where are you going, filthy boy? And this like thick, sexy Italian accent. I look around, she's like 5 foot nothing, fucking hourglass, petite, fucking beautiful and everything. Next thing I know, I don't even know what I was saying to her, but it was like she was just kind of reeling me into it. Next thing I know, I'm inside the room, which is a mix between a bedroom and like a clinic, like a doctor's office. There was like a sink and there was a bathroom, but there was a bed, but not like, you know, those paper that you would think
hurry up and clean up, man.
Dude, it was insane. So next thing I know, I was like, well, how much? He was like, you know, 50 euros for 30 minutes. And like, they're not trying to get as many guys as possible. They want you there to play with them and get as much money from one dude as possible. Right. It's date night and a job all at once. She completely changed my mind to how I thought about how things were going on there, because it wasn't, you know, it's like anyway, it was one of those things where it's like, she was kind of this dominatrix thing, so she didn't let me kind of take over. She was always kind of like batting my hands from shit and everything. Next thing you know, she's taking my fucking pants, pulling them down to my fucking ankles, and so and then pushes me on the bed. So now it's like my legs are bound, right? And I got big nuts. I kind of want to like lift them up out of my, you know, it's just one of those things where it's just like I'm not comfortable at all. And so like she puts this condom on me, and it's like first of all, she puts this like ebony black condom, like the 2001 monolith, right? Exactly, right? Yeah. You want to see what your dick looks like as a black man? Put a fucking condom on, and you'll know for a fact. Exactly, man. It makes it look so much bigger. I was like, holy shit, man.
Look at me.
Spray paint that motherfucker, right? So anyway. So it was the worst thing. I was like, I've never had, I paid for the worst head I've ever had in my fucking life. Like, it was like painful. It was like she was trying to take my dick and push it through me and through the mattress into the ground below me, man. And then like the one thing I did learn about this that I really liked when she was going down on me, well, I was laying down and then she laid up with her ass up here going down on me. And I loved that so much. I was like, for now on, like when I this is the way my wife is blowing me for now. Ass all up here, kind of hold around, right? You know, it's just like there's just something about that. It's like
You learned something.
yeah, I did, right?
Wow, yeah, educational.
So then she gets on top of me and everything, and it's just like I'm like this essentially, and she's on top of me, and like I'm not enjoying myself. I'm so uncomfortable.
Hey, goddamn Pee Wee Herman showed up over here, man.
Yeah. So like I pretty much get to the point where I'm just thinking of anything to get myself to come. I'm not even thinking about her. Like I'm getting it over with, right?
Yeah.
And so like I didn't realize, like, it was like nothing also. Like I didn't pay for my time. It was just like I was so uncomfortable. I didn't pay for my whole entire time, or I paid for it, but I didn't use it.
Right.
And it's like I got up and everything, and then she was just kind of like, you know, kind of disappointed and everything like that. And like I was just like, "Are you all right?" And she goes, "Yeah." She was like, "Throw some change on the bed for good luck." And I'm like, "All right." And so I bleached and I had a shitload of change. And I threw in there. And as I'm throwing it, I'm seeing it going through the air like in slow motion. I'm realizing change in Europe isn't change like we have here. It's not like I was throwing pennies on there. Like every denomination of coin was $1 or $5 or even 20 euros. Not even dollars, euros. And so as I'm throwing it, I was like, that bitch got me.
$8 worth of change.
Yeah, but it made me feel bad because I was just there just for the experience, just to have sex. But I didn't realize like she was there for something else. Like in Europe, that's date night. So like
It's date night, yeah.
You know, she chose me more or less to go up there and to be the date for the night. And I let her down. But it was the worst sex I've ever had in my life. I don't give a fuck. It was I couldn't concentrate, man. I had like one nut stuck between my fucking leg and shit, man. I'm bound on my fucking ankles and shit. I was not having a good fucking time at all. And she wouldn't let me touch her pussy and everything. She wouldn't let me do anything. I was not having a good time. So, I don't,
You should have been a Karen. I need to speak to your manager.
yeah, exactly right.
She hurt me.
I felt that there was a dude in the background. There's something about it. There's like,
Yeah, that little hair on your neck.
I don't know. You ever feel like there's someone behind you? Like the whole time I kind of like, I'm just kind of waiting for her to look over my shoulder or something, I don't know. But it was a fun for the experience of it, and I learned a few things. Like if I was into prostitution, I definitely know I'd be there. It was a two-way street. It wasn't just me. Just like here in the States, it's different. When you go fucks, you're getting off, and like in Europe, like if you come, you still have time left. You still have your time left. You go to Vegas and you come, it's bump, you're done. Oh, 5 minutes and you paid for 2 hours. Yep, you're done. You want to pay for another 2 hours? Yeah, it's a different thing, but
Yeah, I guess
Sounds
I'm
like employee of the month, dude.
I've never done that before. I talk a big game, but I've never no prostitutes or anything like that.
I'm not the big game about buying pussy, but I've never done it.
I've never done it.
I think if it's regulated, I don't think anything's wrong with it as long as it's consensual. People
Sex work is real work.
And it's as long as it's not like trafficking, like someone's being made
Yeah,
to do it.
it's-
Like that's the
it's
main thing that I feel about it. But I think that if somebody goes into it, most of these people, like I'm meeting on the dating apps, are hoes anyway. They're all the Snapchat hoes and fucking selling their content and shit, or selling themselves and shit.
No.
Just like,
Please look at my butthole. Would
there's
you like to
different
look at my
degrees of it, whether you're
butthole?
selling your fucking pictures or
look.
yourself or whatever.
I'm never looking at a butthole right here. Please look.
Please look at my
I'm never
butthole.
looking at that.
Have you ever bought an OnlyFans?
No.
Never.
There's
I don't
still
understand.
free porn on the internet.
That's what I'm saying.
I get it.
There's you porn, there's porn up. Why would you pay somebody for fucking their still photo for $5? Why would you do that? Who's doing that in this day and age?
And they're like somebody's mom or something, too. 'Cause
Or
it's
even
just-
worse. Yeah, they look like someone's mom, but they're 18.
Yeah.
They're 19 years old with 2 kids,
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
If you're,
No, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, but
does anybody need anything?
it just seemed like it'd still be pretty hard even for attractive ladies because there's so many other attractive ladies doing it. You know what I mean?
So that's what OnlyFans brings to the table. So like, you're the attractive lady in every dude in your office's life. So those
Yeah, I get
dudes,
that.
those
I get
dudes
that.
are who's paying your fucking rent now. You don't have to get wide. Like $15, you get 100 dudes a month. $15, you're fucking good to go.
So I mean,
You went to like people that know you. That's what OnlyFans captures.
I know people that
You get those people. You're not like.
So it's like finding out the girl you went to school with is down at the titty bar by the truck stop.
The chick that worked.
We've done that before.
The chick that worked at your like hometown meet and three. Is spanking her pussy online. You're gonna pay for her. That's what OnlyFans is about.
Yeah.
So if you actually
sound a little
know
more
her.
alluring the way this guy's a good salesman over here.
Bro, I
know that bitch.
I gotta
I can
say
donate
though,
to the cause. I mean, come on.
that's something that's wrong with the world is like everybody can be a fucking star now, and I mean that like in music and like media and shit. Everybody can just like have the opportunity to put themselves out there for 5 minutes.
Do you find that there's too much to sift through?
Well, I think it's just fucked up. Like
You don't earn it. Like, you don't put no time in. Like most all-stars, even from acting, comedy to music, there's some kind of grind that went into it, right?
Oh, yeah.
To get them there. Now you can just do anything. They got
They're influencers.
influencers, and you can be more famous for just being like, you know.
for spreading bullshit.
Yeah,
Like
I see the
TikTok, they just
YouTubers-
spread bullshit. You
The
know?
YouTubers playing the comedy clubs. Have you seen like zanies, and then all of a sudden you see some like random. You guys probably saw the random YouTubers that are playing zanies in different comedy clubs. You know, it's really different. I mean, in one way, you know, like. And Ronzo, I mean, you've got to admit too, like, you know, we come from a DIY generation where we did everything ourselves.
Yeah.
And man, like if we had the technology that they have now, I mean, just think, we have our cell phones, and this right here, someone can start their band, record their band, produce an album, distribute it all from this right here.
Right.
Think of what we had to do. We had to go. Yeah. I mean, you know, you did
Many hoops to.
yeah, but
overcome.
it's just one of those things. It's like, you know, back in the day for us to get our shit out. I mean, it was completely DIY.
Yeah.
The other guys from Modern Primate, man, there's other seats up here if you guys want to get on. JJ, if you guys got.
No, you're all
All right.
That's why I feel like everyone can get their 5 minutes, but like I feel like Cream still kind of rises to the top. Like those people,
Really?
and we see it in
Jake Paul.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, that dude's turned himself into a real
I
fighter.
can't wait till Tyson knocks that motherfucker
now he's
back
gonna
to
get his ass
wherever.
Yeah, but that's what he's doing, man. Is he's gotten to the point where now he's just putting on production like WWE.
It's a production.
It's crazy.
That
It's
whole thing
entertainment.
is great. And guess what?
I don't think you can buy Tyson like that. I don't think
You
he
absolutely
shit.
can, because everybody's got a price. Tyson's
Well, yeah,
retired,
maybe,
getting a couple $1 million. He'll go out there and do whatever.
An ounce of shrooms and some weed, he's in.
He's got his own weed brand.
Yeah, I don't
give
see,
a
but
fuck
that's-
who
but that's-
Tyson's fighting.
But that's what they're playing off of. They're doing the same shit that wrestling promoters used to do back in the day, where they're making you feel like some shit's really going on, and they sell this big event, and everybody's invested, everybody buys a pay-per-view that are now $90, and he returns all his fucking money. It's crazy. But see, that's the thing is, like, Jake Paul does business. He's got the business from content, but he does business.
They always wind up getting a boxer that is past his prime, but
course.
still could kick. George Foreman.
Of course.
Do you guys remember George Foreman?
Yeah.
George Foreman's fucking throwing ham hocks at fucking people, man. I mean, you know, you wanted to see George Foreman fight. You didn't give a shit if he lost. I mean, you didn't want him, obviously, to lose, but you wanted to see George Foreman beat the fuck out of some young buck. And that's what people want to do. They want to see fucking Mike Tyson beat the shit out of some young buck.
And
And a guy that people hate. Like people hate.
Well, but that's kind of I don't follow them. I don't know much about, but I think that they purposely want people to hate them. I think it's like
They're playing the heel. It's like he said.
Right, just like he was saying.
playing the heel, man.
Yeah.
Everything
It's
goes
exactly
back
like
to
that.
wrestling.
Yeah, it's like wrestling. Like,
Wrestling's back on the rise too, man. But boxing, real boxing, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia.
Dude, Garcia's so pepped up on cocaine. You see him in these interviews. This motherfucker's going crazy. Coming in 3 pounds overweight.
Do you guys watch boxing currently?
no.
I used to all the
I think
time.
Holyfield's about not.
Shout out.
Yeah, Holyfield. Or Mayweather's about the last time I started watching.
Yeah, actually, I got out of heavyweight boxing the Holyfield
Tyson when he beat up there.
That was the last time I had people over. We bought pay-per-view. We all went in. And I got tired of after that, they started having a lot of the MMA fights like on cable channels. And I started getting a lot into the MMA. And then like you would see people like Kimbo Slice come on, and then that one dude from boxing, who's that big motherfucker with the sword on his fucking
Batista.
No, Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
Lesnar.
Yeah, Lesnar.
You know, but then you would see these guys who come in like. People thought Kimbo was gonna fuck some people up, and Kimbo got fucked up by a little dude.
Yeah,
and then fucking Brock Lesnar got in there and got his ass kicked by a little dude, and that really took away because you really thought that these dudes were gonna come in and do some fucking. I guess it wasn't enough spectacle.
Lesnar ended up holding the belt. Lesnar ended up being a dog.
Yeah.
Like he came in there and he got tuned up, but he ended up being a dog.
And I'm not shitting on these guys. These
Back
guys
in the day
are
when they first
motherfuckers.
started that, there's been a whole lot more technique that is involved.
He failed a PED test as well. He failed multiple PED tests, dude. He was a freak. They had to make, that was the first guy, I remember them talking, like they had to make special gloves for him. So his hand was like as white as a fucking toaster or something. Had to make, like, it was crazy.
You still watch UFC?
Freak of nature.
His daughter is a wrestler, dude. I saw a picture of her.
Just
like him. I was like, that's creepy.
She shot put. She does like field events as well.
Do you still watch UFC, Rev? Or you guys watch UFC?
No, it's been a while. Yeah, it really has to be something to interest me. It's like I don't really know anybody anymore. It's been about 10 years.
I think what got me last was the Ronda Rousey. I was actually interested in watching.
Yeah, I watched a lot of the females, but then they wind up all becoming actors. But I think Rousey was probably the last one, but that was a couple of years ago.
It's been a little while.
Yeah,
It's the horniest pay-per-view, for sure. Dude,
But what was that?
There's a lot of dudes somewhere that's like,
extremely horny.
What was
thing.
Gina Serrera? Is that her name? Gina Serrera. I followed her for a little while until she got psyched out by that Gina Cyborg chick. And
Cyborg,
yeah.
Yeah, and Gina Cyborg, dude, I would not want to fucking meet her in the alley. I'm scared of that bitch. Like if I turned the corner and saw that bitch there, holy fucking shit, man. Yeah, she is a scary fucking chick, man. I mean, I would. Oh my god, dude, that's just. I can never imagine myself getting fucking beat by a chick, but I know for a fact she could do it.
Right, that'd be the one.
I know she would be the one. I would run. I wouldn't even try to fight her. I wouldn't even try. I'd be like, nope.
remember zigzag.
Zigzag. Dude, I wouldn't even try, but
Catch you in a straight line.
Dude, there'd be nothing you could do, because just think of how many people has probably, how many dudes have probably hit her. Her boyfriend then used to nut. They were in like for real domestic violence fucking situation, and they would nut. Could you imagine two UFC fighters in a fucking domestic dispute and they're nucking? Woo.
That's the equivalent, like the University of South Carolina, which is a great women's college basketball program. They use male students to practice, like their practice squad. They're all male students that were probably great in high school. Like they were probably like right there about getting a scholarship, probably could have played other places. But they use them for a practice squad, and they're like, that's why we're so good, dude. We're out there playing dudes every day.
Yeah,
so a chick that can just take a punch, she's probably going to be fine in the UFC if she can just get hit by a dude. That's probably her bread and butter, maybe.
That's what I like in a woman. She can take a punch.
I don't. That's on the same list as the Hitler thing. I was making a fun joke.
It's the wife checklist. Can she take a punch? Jesus.
Love you, babe. Make sure I can go home.
You got a fry,
I did bring you a couch,
pan.
though, in case I get
No. I have all the love for you. It's all those lying, cheating whores ahead of you.
Who hurt you, brother? What happened?
Everybody.
No, dude.
It's been a long year, man.
Started with mama, and then it was his first girlfriend, and then the next girlfriend, and then.
That's so sad. I have the greatest mom of all time. I'm sorry.
I was joking. I was just.
You do.
Is she single?
She's great. No, she's not.
Not for you.
I've got that. It's the same dad who wanted to go to Vietnam, so I'd fucking watch out.
Yeah, I don't fuck around.
He sits at home like, dude, I hope someone I don't know walks through. That's what I'm saying, dude. One of these fucking YouTube guys fucks with my dad at a Lowe's, they're catching 3 in the chest, brother. He's gonna love every
Like the
second
fart
of it.
dudes, yeah.
Dude, that reminds me of
You
the
Poppy Muñeño in my dad's ear, he's gonna fuck you up, dude.
70-year-old Marine where the kid tried to rob him on the bus, and he just fucking fucked him up. That was fucking great.
That was the
Like,
Black Betty.
I was like, America.
Oh, you like Lamb?
It was Epic Beard Man, dude. That was like I would think I was in 8th or 9th grade. Dude, that was like the biggest thing in the world.
So they had an interview with him after that, and he like broke down about his
I'm
mama
sure.
and shit like that. It was really weird, but it wasn't a kid it was a dude that was about 10 years younger than him. So the dude that he got in a fight with is about 40 years old. This dude, I think, was about 60, 50 years old, something like that. But yeah, he just fucked with the wrong dude, and dude fucking laid us the fuck out. But that video that I guess like Tosh.0, that was funny. The Black Betty, lamb to lamb, Black Betty. Amber Lambs. Black Betty, Amber Lambs.
Wait, somebody better call the Amber Lamb.
Somebody better call the Amber Lambs.
I remember that. Yeah, Tosh.0, I guess the whole, like, you know, agenda that's been placed in the last 4 years kind of pushed Tosh.0 right out the window.
Dude,
They canceled him just like smooth.
He walked away right
with
before.
a bag, dude. Tosh
Right
is the
before.
man.
But he also walked away right before
They
everything
canceled
started.
that.
No. He walked away right before.
I think they did end it. I think they ended, but
They didn't renew
No. That's what I'm saying. It ended.
Yeah.
But it
They
was
didn't
like,
renew him because that was the.
But it was
agenda
right.
coming.
No, he had other things that was going on,
Did
and
walk
maybe
away
he
with
saw
the
the
bag.
right. Daniel Tosh.
he's one of the best comics.
I saw him when he
currently.
came to Nashville last time.
And he just
I'd like
doesn't
to
even
see
like
him
he
live.
just tours clubs. Like he's not big about it.
He doesn't have to, man. He's
He
already
made
made
his
his
money.
money.
He already made it,
Right.
yeah.
He's the man. He's still
Anytime his name's on it, I'm
podcast
sure he
is
gets
great.
royalties anytime that's played anywhere.
They had to buy him out of his contract for Tosh.0.
So they
He made a joke
He
about
walked away.
it.
with
so
a
they
lot.
own Tosh.0 then.
Oh, Comedy Central. That's why Chappelle.
The show
left.
Tosh.0.
Yeah, during COVID.
They don't own him.
During COVID,
Not
they
yet,
had some
unless
stuff
he gets
planned,
Chappelled.
but then because of COVID, they had to pay him still. So he's made a bunch of money, and the contract ended. And he made a bunch of money, walked away, and started touring again.
Do you believe
That's a
that
good
Dave
podcast.
Chappelle was cloned?
No.
I do.
I'll believe anything and nothing at the
I
same
believe
time.
Dave Chappelle realized where the money was at.
He just got.
I don't think that's Dave Chappelle. I think they did something to him.
He just got.
He's way
I'm serious.
different. Way different, bro.
he just
Even
got
Jim
jacked.
Brewer off Half Baked said that he saw him whenever that happened.
Oh.
This was just recently on the Roseanne podcast. He fucking said he met him and he was scared. He said, they visited me. You believe me, right? You believe me, right? And he said, next thing you knew, he went off to Africa. And then when he came back, it wasn't even the same person. He even questioned what had happened to him. Because he talked to him again. And he's like he acted like nothing ever happened. I was like, okay.
So I heard.
So who is the people that visited Dave Chappelle out in Ohio, you know?
So we were talking last episode how they were going to be making a new Half Baked. So it turns out that they've already made it.
Yeah.
It does not have Dave Chappelle.
No, none of them did. I think
Two of them are.
two of them. Okay, yeah.
Two of them. Jim Brewer and the other dude, the one that went to jail in the first one.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but then they essentially just
Harold,
re-
isn't it? What's his
yeah,
name?
yeah.
Harold Kumis or what? What am I thinking?
It's the cop from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
anyway,
Drinks the piss.
They essentially rebooted it, so it's 4 different people, and again the premise is the same, where they got to sell weed for. I'm just like, and it's called Totally Baked, like everybody thought it would be called.
Right.
And it's just like, why would you do this? And
It's
it's
like Bill and Ted 3, man. It was like it just did not hit. It was too late.
well, there's no hope for there to be a Dave
just too late.
Chappelle Totally Baked.
Dumb and Dumber
They've already-
barely met it. You know what I mean? I thought the second one was pretty good.
They
Not that
waited too long.
they waited. They just waited too long.
All a cash grab.
Wow.
Even though they come out that late.
I'd like to see another Ace Ventura, but hell, it's fucking too late, man. They should have done that
What
shit
about
fucking
Cheech and
15 years
Chong? Do
ago.
you think that they could actually do it?
Dude, they did a special on Showtime a couple years ago, and they were trying to do the same old shit. And I got to tell you, they tainted it a little bit.
Tank, yeah.
Okay,
They
well,
tainted it. It's just it wasn't funny no more watching them as old men
no,
cut
that
up
was
about
horrible.
weed. You know
Because what
I
they
mean?
were doing is they were
I'm saying,
taking
like,
their own
half-baked.
their old bits, and
Yeah.
they were trying to modernize them, and it didn't
It
work.
didn't work.
Yeah.
I
Well,
still enjoyed watching them, and I respect them, but I just like this is not
It
that
sucked.
great, you know. But I'll keep
And then-
watching, you know.
then they
out of
put an
respect.
animated movie out, but the animated movie was their old shit that they had put out on vinyl, and they just did animation for it. It's just like there was nothing new that came out of that.
Right.
And right now, all they
Time
really
was
do-
up, you know. Just,
Oh, well, they're still together. I mean, I saw them on Bert Kreischer's show the other day. I mean,
Really?
they're selling merch. They're putting their faces on everything.
I know he's 85 and Cheech is like 78, so they're fucking.
Oh, they're old
They're
dudes.
getting.
They're old dudes.
They're relics that we're not gonna get to see too much longer, you know.
They should just do like a live show, tour that around. I'm sure they do great. They get their fans to come out.
Get your
Like,
fans, yeah.
Half Baked as 50-year-old dudes selling weed. That's just sad movie.
That's a sad
not
movie.
a fun
Nah.
movie. That's just like y'all.
But they're gonna be doing the whole thing. It's their kids
None of you
now
guys
that's
have
doing
health
it.
insurance. Like, what happened?
I'm sorry, I was trying to see where our long time was.
Well, now that we gotta know how much time is it?
We're at about 1:15.
1:15? Oh, wait, we got a little ways to go. Sorry, fellas.
So I'm gonna do another shot. Does anybody like another shot?
I'm good right now.
I can do one.
I'm gonna grab another beer.
So Ronzo, that show that you appeared on, your first appearance here, is one of those shows that people still talk about today.
That was a long one.
It was one of those
It was
shows.
5 hours.
It was over 5 hours.
Yeah, that's nice.
But it was also like everybody stayed, nobody took off. It was like one of the rare shows where like everybody showed up,
Right.
everybody stayed to the fucking end. You know, it was a really good time. I mean, it's really one of those ones that go down in history to me as far as like definitely top 5 shows, but definitely one of my favorites.
Thank you. It was one of the best times I ever had. I actually are not blessed, I guess, or enough to be around comedians.
Okay.
Like in like natural habitat. Like I got to talk to them like before they did their act and after, and it's like they have the beautiful souls like musicians have to me. So it's almost a kindred spirit. I felt really close to them, and I had so much fun. Like the 5 hours only felt like 5 hours after I
It
got
didn't
home.
feel like it.
It didn't.
It didn't. It was just free flowing. It was a lot of comedy, people just interacting. It was
Well,
nice.
I'm glad that you said that because that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get those two scenes that don't normally, see each
Right.
other and get them to come together because we'll have bands that will call me. It's like, hey man, that one comedian that was there that played that night that we were there. What's his name? We want to reach out. We want him to open. And so we start seeing that there were bands that would wind up, taking these comedians and having them open or go in between bands when
Right.
bands are setting up and stuff like that. And so you really start seeing this kind of like just real collaborative, aspect to where we're trying to like blend the scenes together. to
Entertainers
one
meeting
big
entertainers,
scene,
man.
yeah.
I think that's a great idea. Actually, any comedians out there, especially the ones that was there that night, you guys just hit us on at Stone Deep Nashville on IG. Let's link up. If it's a way we can squeeze them guys in, like between shows, I would love to do that. That'd be
Yeah, like if you
amazing.
got like multiple bands, like 3 or 4 bands,
Yeah,
and
3 or
have,
4 bands.
have a couple of comedians and have one
Yeah.
in between each band. That's a great way to like fill time while the bands are
I think
breaking
that's
down.
Keep
amazing.
them there. 'Cause I've seen people leave as the band's like fucking breaking down. 'Cause I guess they might know there's another band coming on.
Or
or,
they'll
you know what I
leave,
mean?
or they'll go out, and then by the time you get back in, the band's in their 3rd song, missed part of it.
Yeah.
Like, get you some comedians.
They'll
I think
keep
that's a
them
great
even.
idea.
Gotta keep them engaged, interested.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. So that's my invitation. Y'all go to Stone Deep, Nashville, and get on IG, say what's up, whatever, and we'll start linking up. I'm trying to do that with other bands and stuff, and just try to get them to connect. Like bands got to get closer together. You guys, I'm gonna hit y'all as soon as I get off here.
Man, I would love to see a bill with Sloan Deep.
Yeah, One Nation Control. One Nation
We're
Control.
gonna Sloan Deep.
Sloan Deep.
So I like to
With
just
Stone Deep
announce
and
that
Modern Primate.
I've switched to a solo band called Sloan Deep.
Yeah,
Glenn, Tim, Dave, you're fired. I'm in Sloan Deep. Terry, DJ Cut, peace out. Sloan Deep
Actually,
band.
Sloan and I, we've got a new band now called Oddlid, which is dildo backwards. So we're
and it's a big dildo as our logo with the
Yeah.
Oddlid in it.
Yeah.
So if I want to get stickers, so if you like, it should be legit. If you go look in a mirror, like if somebody's got their like shirt on,
Yeah,
say
back.
it
dildo.
should be
It should.
yeah.
If all mirrors work the same.
So we've got a gig lined up. We got a band from Florida that they were looking for bands, and I sent them my video, and they're like, "Hey man, we definitely want you on there." So we're on that bill there. But I went in and just posted today our available dates. It's pretty much the end of June to the end of September. So we're gonna take whatever shows that So
it's
if
a
anybody,
complete improv band.
yeah.
Right, I got
So
this.
like,
Complete.
dude, it's one of those things. It's like after we shot it and everything, and we look back, it's like people were like I sent it to one of my best friends who I used to collaborate with, and he was like, so you guys didn't like do anything? I was like, no, I didn't know anything. The only thing I went in there knowing it was an Easter. So I started off with I was like, Happy Easter. That was the only thing that was
That's it.
preconceived.
Wow. Right.
Everything else just kind of came out, man. I did 5 shots before we went up, and just let it have it, man. And dude, it's like it felt really cathartic. It just felt really good to do it. And so I was just like, I was like, Sloan, what do you feel about doing it? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, fuck yeah. This is the one thing I love about collaborating with this man right here, because it's just like, hey, he's automatically, you'll cut, yeah. It's just like, you want to do this gig? Yep. You want to do this? Yep. It's just like, it's one of those things, just like, I've never had to worry about him never saying no. It's just like
I don't know if I'll be ready. Those days are gone, baby.
No,
I've been doing this for a while, man.
It's like the Ben Affleck, Jeremy Renner. Remember that movie? He's like, we're going to hurt some people, and he's like, what car are we taking? Yeah.
What's the name, boss?
What's the name? That's how I feel about my band. Like, we've been together long enough that I make some crazy stuff, and when I write something, I send it, and it's like, oh.
But a couple of them are still from the original band back in the early, wasn't it?
Yeah, like maybe one or two is the hardcore songs.
Yeah.
We got almost 4 albums worth of Stone Deep stuff.
Yeah.
So the album that we got out now, the Kung Fu Grip, it's predominantly just.
it's great.
Glenn's
sent me to the link.
Yeah, it is, man. And it goes back to what he's saying about earning your time in the field. Like, if you listen to it, it's so crafted, like the actual musicmanship and stuff like that, that it's like once you put it out into whatever they're making now, they can't hang with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I actually hopped in on you guys, like right at the end. Yeah. 6-string bass?
I don't know.
I think that's a 5.
Was it 5-string bass?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, he
he's
had
got
that
5.
thing moving in there, yeah. So I'm kind of on these guys right now a little bit.
No, these guys are
Shit.
great, man. They're one of my fucking favorite bands. Definitely top 5 fucking bands.
Okay, get them in the radar.
Yeah, it's. You should check out their performances. I mean, they've had talk about your new lineup, because you've got a new lineup now.
Yeah. So we added Charles Irwin, who I played, in Nero Vatra with. And it just, sometimes you got to change up the chemistry.
But it clicks.
Yeah, dude, we click so well.
Because it sounds like it. It sounds like you guys are very tight, man.
We improv a lot at practice, and we always record it, and then those improvs
songs.
They become songs, man.
That's how you get sound.
Gotta get them out there somehow.
We used to write sounds during frat shows. You run out of music. This is way back. You run out of music.
Just fucking.
You get a jam
it.
Guitar player's throwing out keys. You know what I mean?
It's
then
so
I'll
beautiful
just throw
when
something
you-
out. At the end, you got the hook. You know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all remember that real? Yeah, I remember that. You got that hook? Yeah.
It's so beautiful when it works.
I love that, man. Like, who can do that?
That's the good thing about nowadays. You can get a little fucking. Don't take much to record yourself while you're practicing
Nothing.
to be able to help yourself improve later.
Yeah,
You should.
I'm using it as a tool. We just fucking go on Facebook Live every time we go. We're like half drunk just working on stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
we don't give a fuck who's watching, but we can go back and watch it to see if we come up with anything cool.
Yeah.
Puts that little bit of pressure on you too. Like, oh shit,
right.
Satisfaction, the Rolling Stones was written that way. Fucking.
Oh, the best songs don't come out in 5 minutes.
80% of all the James
The
Brown
ones you gotta
stuff.
sit around and really piece together and work on, they can be good, but they're not like the magical 5-minute songs that come together.
I was in a
Where it's
band,
pretty much
with-
set in stone.
with one of my best friends, and we never could agree on anything that he brought to the table. I really couldn't agree with anything I brought to the table. He couldn't agree
You
with.
started envying each other.
But we would jam. Well, not really, but sometimes, I would think so, but not on my part. But then we would jam and just come up with, and it would be the things that we would collaborate at the same time. So it almost got to the point, like, if we didn't write it together at that moment, it wasn't going to happen. So we everything wound up being what we came up with. So we recorded every session, and we would wind up listening back to it, and like, okay, so like, this is a great piece, and I've got lyrics for this, and then those would be the things we worked on, because we both worked on it together. And I hate those, but Cheech and Chong were like that too. That's the reason why they broke up. That last album that they did, Get Out of My Room, pretty much Cheech wrote that whole entire album, and Chong was like, well, what do you need me for?
Yeah.
And that's why Cheech did the album by himself, or not, the movie by himself.
What, Shrimp and the Barbie?
That was after it was Born in East L.A.
It's actually a really good movie.
It's a great fucking movie, but it's supposed to be a Cheech and Chong movie.
I personally don't think that either one of them are funny by themselves.
Nah,
You know what I mean? It's kind of like Martin and Lewis, like straight man and then like the funny guy, and
So
it worked.
through the 90s up until he got popped, I went and saw Chong at Zany's. He was there with his wife, and his wife would do the Cheech parts.
Oh, okay.
And it was just funny just to see Chong and meet Chong because he was always selling his shit. So every year it's like, oh, Chong's in here, you know, and he hangs out. And so we would go and, you know, see his set. It was always the same thing. It was always, you know, his wife Shelby doing it. And we'd always go up and talk to him. We'd fucking buy some kind of merch and everything. But this one year,
So you could actually talk to him. He would actually be sitting at
actually
the
sit there
table.
and talk to him.
That's
I remember
Wow.
my drummer wound up showing up the one show, and my drummer asked him if he could get his bong out of the car and come back in when he signed his bong. He was like, yeah. So he went out and got his bong out of his car and had Chong sign it.
First of all, bong in the
The
car,
Chong
right?
bongs. Or one of the first Chong bongs, right?
Yeah.
So he was selling these posters where you could tell he hand drew and then had printed these posters for a movie that never came out. I wish I had the posters because
That'd be outstanding.
yeah, but the movie was called Best Buds, and essentially it was a handwritten drawing of Chong in a hammock between two palm trees, but they were more of pot leaves kind of thing, you know, and then with a little sign that looked like a handwritten sign, you know, hanging from one of the pot trees that said Best Buds. And so it's like, yeah, we're making a movie called Best Buds, and this poster is actually good for sex. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, when you get home, you realize you've been fucked. Right? He knew there was no movie they were coming. Yeah, he knew there was nothing.
He told the truth.
Can't
get mad at
every
him.
couple of years, you know, it's just like, well, they're making this movie, Best Buds, or they get on the internet when the internet starts getting popular about this time, late 90s, you know, Best Buds movie.
How many
nothing
people did
pops
Chong
up.
fuck with?
A lot of them, apparently, because there was a stack of fucking posters on the goddamn table like that to start off with.
But that's like that's the original OGs of anybody that's a fan of cannabis comedy.
Yeah. That's
But
the
also,
original Cannabis Con.
they're also, you know, they were a duo, and that you have a lot of duos. So you have like Cheech and Chong, Abbott and Costello,
Yeah.
Laurel and Hardy. You know, you got cats like that.
Yeah.
But when they go off and try to do things themselves, like, I mean, you know, Cheech is
I
funny.
think Cheech did fairly well. I think Chong's the one that really kind of hit the ground, and he went very. They both did the movie. He did Far Out Man, and then Cheech did The Born in Yourself. The Far Out Man fucking completely
It
failed
tanked. It was bad. It was so low
compared to the
budget.
East LA and
But
the
you know
box
what?
office.
You know what that is though? It's usually when you have the straight guy like Martin and then Jerry Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
It's the off guy who's the actual bigger talent. Because Jerry Lewis could do all the moves by himself. Have you ever seen a Dean Martin move by himself? It is horrible. Right?
Yeah.
You could talk.
He's just trying to be the love interest.
Take Abbott and Costello. If you ever seen, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Costello by itself.
Costello is the one that more or less holds it together.
But you need that juxtaposition between straight man and that makes that duo work.
Yeah.
That, usually the straight man doesn't.
It makes the routines work too.
Yeah, it makes the routines work.
I'll tell you why it worked. Because Cheech wore a dress.
Well, he did what
No
the
bullshit.
overlords told him to do.
Well, no bullshit. He wore a dress.
They all do. Look at him. There's a
The
bunch of them.
tutu.
Yeah.
Bunch of them do.
Chong didn't wear no fucking dress.
Right up my
It
alley.
could have been it.
No, they did in Nice Dreams, right? Didn't they?
Where like there's that meme of like Cheech on stage and he's wearing like the fucking
Oh, yeah.
the
Basketball
pink
coach trying to
tutu
keep me on the
suit.
team.
That was the
Now
first
he
one,
treats
man.
me like a queen.
So I remember the first time that we got cable, and my very first two R-rated movies was Cheech and Chong's Nice Dreams, and then right after that was Toby Hooper's The Funhouse. So I wound up watching probably still, to me, the top 5 funniest movies of all time was Cheech and Chong's Nice Dreams, and of course, you know, my parents were fucking dope smokers and shit. So I caught most. Some shit I did catch later. I was like, oh
Right, you're
yeah,
like, oh,
yeah. But then like Toby Hooper's The Funhouse, man. I think I was like 9, maybe 8 when I saw that. Dude, that scared the total fuck
I
out of
don't
me.
know what you're talking about.
I haven't seen that.
The
either.
Funhouse when Toby Hooper was
Oh,
like,
you're talking about the horror movie Funhouse?
yeah, it's like
Okay,
that.
okay, I know.
So like there's like this dude and he's got this like like inbred kid or something like that.
Yeah.
And when you first see him, he's actually underneath a regular Boris Karloff like Frankenstein mask. And then halfway through the movie, the mask is taken off of him and exposes what he actually looks like underneath and shit. It's like that freak show circus type shit, but he's one of the ones that lived. He's not like in
Ooh,
formaldehyde.
I'm gonna ask an old man question. Have you ever been to a freak show at the circus?
So I've been to, like, I've not been to like the ones that you would see like in a movie. Like I've been to them, but it's always like at the two-headed cow and like some kind
I've
of
seen
like,
the animals, but I've never seen the people one.
I have.
like flipper
I've seen the
people. Well, what kind of?
Bearded lady.
Like the bearded lady. There was some dude, I know he was fake, but he was like in this glass box, and they had knives going through his body, but they were separated.
Was he alive?
Yeah. And then there was a lizard lady. She was like this big. You ever seen that?
Oh.
Okay. But maybe I'm talking too much.
No.
I know that shit's out there. I just
Like I've seen
It
some
used to be-
podunk ones.
That's one of those things before television type things. that
Right.
Fascinating.
Because it was like
people.
right there. It wasn't like TV. Like she was right there. And they picked her up. And there was another dude named Popeye. And he could take his glasses off and he could lift them up.
Oh no.
Come out.
That fucks with me,
Yeah.
That fucks with me.
Nuts.
dude.
He would just go like, I give anybody like $20 if they let me touch their hand.
Oh no.
And he, you know what I mean? It was, yeah.
So people pay $20 to touch his eyeball?
Eventually, yeah. It was, Gen X, that's all I can say. We was so unattended. But I think about the stuff I've seen and been through, and I'm like, where's my parents at? Why was I unattended? They used to let me go in there. But
Yeah, it was a different time period, man.
Yeah,
They
that's
let us
crazy.
run. Man, I remember getting on my fucking bicycle and being in like a different county, like several counties over. Like I remember living in these apartments over here and then taking my bicycle and like jumping off the cliffs in fucking Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really? That's where I live at now. That's a long.
Yeah, that was we would drive down, ride our bikes down Murfreesboro Road.
Yeah.
Wow.
Straight shot.
Yeah, you know where East Nashville, like where 5 Points and all that stuff is? Okay, I used to live over there, and we used to take our bikes to Centennial Park,
Yeah.
unattended. I mean, you had to go all the way across town, over that bridge, you know what I'm saying, all the way to Charlotte.
It was like right before parents gave
Yeah.
a shit. Like
Right before they gave a shit.
Like I remember meeting like my neighbors in the '90s that were about the same age, and they were having kids. Like they were trying not to repeat the
Right.
mistakes,
The mistakes of your
of their
parents, yeah.
parents. But I think they kind of went overboard because,
Oh, yeah.
you know, I mean, I'm not saying that we should beat our kids or anything like that,
We should not.
we should not
Yeah.
beat our kids,
should
right?
not ever
Don't permanently hurt them. You gotta get them to act right, but don't permanently hurt them where they're.
No, but I know
Fuck.
you're right. It's the unattended, like, of our generation. Like, I would do that all the time. I remember I went to the Italian Street Festival, and I
Just a little kid on his bike.
I'm looking on my bike. I have a picture in front of this fake Darth Vader, and I got this little thing look like a lightsaber.
Nice.
It's like it's Polaroid. It's old. I should not been there. I'm like, you go from East Nashville to there, like
You
as
just ride home. Look, Mama, I got a picture.
So I was.
long as I was in before the lights came on.
I was 12 years old, and I would drive I was in Columbia, Tennessee, and I would ride my bike down Pulaski Pike into Pulaski to buy fireworks.
No shit, you ride your bike right by my house then.
Probably.
I live midway through there. That's like 30-mile stretch there.
Probably. Yeah, I probably threw fireworks at you if you were a little kid. But I would always like and back then, it sounds like stereotypical, it's like you've seen in a movie, but back then you'd be like, what do you have behind the counter? Because they would never, like, they would have like the illegal shit behind the counter.
The
the M80s and shit like that. Fuck yeah.
They didn't have those out.
Of course, they'll get arrested for sure having those now because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
probably like
They're all everything's
terrorism
illegal.
now.
Hell, bottle rockets are illegal
all
in Murray
teenagers
County
have
now.
guns now.
Bottle rockets.
I know, right?
They all have guns.
Everybody's packing.
Yeah. I don't know, but it was a different age. Like growing up, it's right before the technology kind of flipped over, so you can really get away with a lot. Like now, kids really can't get away with anything. I wouldn't think of like, being a kid going into somewhere and like shoplifting now. I mean, fuck, everything is like recorded.
Recorded.
Yeah, it's just like one of those things. It's like you really.
I
just
never
can't
went
get away with it.
shoplifting, so I don't know your pain.
Well, the key is
it's not a
wear a
new
small shirt and then put 5 shirts. I just
it's not a newfound
shirts
moral
on.
standpoint that I found in my age. There's
can't do
fucking
it.
closed circuit TV everywhere.
No, but as a kid, man, like, that's one of those things, like, you try to pull off, Like, I remember when I was in my first band, and we'd be broke as fuck, and our parents fucking don't give a shit where we at, and we were all fucking hungry, and, like, I remember we would go to fucking Kroger, and we would go by the fucking meat section, and we'd grab ribeyes and shove them down.
ribeyes. Oh my
Look, if you're going to steal, you might as well do it right, right?
Yeah, if you're going to jail, go for
Yeah,
it.
exactly right. So we go there, and then we'd push fucking, and then we'd always the one guy who didn't want to go, and I guess, well, motherfucker, I guess you ain't eating tonight.
Oh, you'll go in there and steal all that food.
No.
He'll get
No.
none.
So I'll go in
no
there.
steal, don't eat.
I would go in there, and we would all steal a 2-pack of ribeyes for ourselves, and I was eating both them fucking ribeyes. Then we go down the beer aisle, and we'd pick the cold glass beers out and put them in our pockets and everything like that, and then just walk the fuck out. I ain't got shit.
Did you have a band with Aladdin? Because that's kind of how he lived too. Dude.
Okay, you
If
know
that
what?
monkey didn't get some bread, dude.
I
That
know,
was
right?
fucked.
I mean,
I'm gonna tell you what that is, though.
Uh-huh.
That's white privilege.
No.
No, I'm gonna tell you. 'Cause
Blew
This
up,
is funny. I'm gonna say that, but
Okay.
this is a joke.
You're right.
So, you say you lived in Turtle Creek?
Uh-huh.
I used to live in Turtle Creek.
No shit.
Yeah, one day I went, and I said, it's so funny.
To that
I
cover
went
in
to
front
get,
of it?
I went to get ribeyes, cause that's my favorite.
Right.
And I picked them up. I said, nah, I don't have no time to barbecue. I put them back. I bought some hot dogs so I can make beanie weenies. I'm getting ready
That's a big switch.
It's a huge switch, but beanie weenies is classic.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to leave out. The guy stops me. The manager goes, "Stop, sir." I said, "What's up, man?" He said, "Take the steaks out of your pants." I said, "What?" Take the steaks out of your pants. I said, I don't have any steaks in my pants. And then you got the crowd and like, and some guy at the door like he's gonna tackle me. I said, I don't have any steaks. He said, "Sir, we don't have time for this. Just take the steaks out of your pants." So you know what the rocker did, right? I stripped down my drawers.
Right then and there.
Right there, I said, I took my shirt off, and then he noticed there was nothing. I said, "You see any steaks?" He said, No. I said, "You sure you don't see those steaks?" He's like, "No, no."
Steak.
I said, "Steaks?" And I
Meat
dropped my thing. I said, "Where's the steaks?" And he was just like, But it was ribeyes, because I love ribeyes.
Yeah.
I was going to get me ribeyes. Turtle Creek. I used to live in Turtle Creek, man.
Right
I
there,
actually
back
used to
there.
live, what's that place? Right up the street. That's my first apartment.
Right over here at Foxcroft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my first apartment.
I was high school at Foxcroft.
Yeah, it was the first
Yeah.
apartment.
Well, we probably fucking knew each other, man.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
But I don't know, man. It's just like everything now is just like I don't even want to go downtown anymore because again, you don't want.
Downtown's trash.
Yeah.
It's not Nashville, first of all.
Thanks.
It's just something, I don't know. It's like Little Vegas. I don't know what you want to call it, but
It's that vibe, like
the energy.
it is very much like a Vegas type vibe,
Yeah.
It's almost like made for psychedelics.
They're all
now.
tourists.
Nobody
They're moved here. They're not. They're not locals.
Yeah, it's tourists that moved here.
They brought their money from somewhere else and pushed out anybody that didn't have the money.
Yeah, because it's
They're all
not
getting pushed
the
further south.
same. It's not the same. The energy's not the same.
The venues are gone.
The venues
a lot
are
of
gone.
the venues to go
Yeah.
play are gone.
Oh yeah, it's nowhere to play.
Yeah, it's getting to
Very
the
rare.
They all got bought
Very
out.
small.
Country singers and fucking a
Yeah.
bunch of others.
well, they're building these like shotgun shacks everywhere. Everywhere you go, you have these like long houses that they're building, and they're cramming them anywhere. I
Yeah,
mean,
they're
like
doing it.
corners of the interstates, they're filling up now with
Yeah.
these houses. The skyline downtown with all the wavy buildings and shit like that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's when I said this last episode where like when I was doing our intro for the show, the skyline that I pulled for the intro of our show is not the same skyline
Right.
now. It's a completely different city.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when the Batman building, the Bell South building, was fucking.
But that kind
was
of
the-
added because in a way.
That's when it kind of seemed
was-
like it was. That was the tallest one at one point.
We're building
It still
another
is.
tall one.
Still is.
About to build like the tallest one in like 4 years.
Yeah.
They're gonna change it. Sucks. I gotta update my tattoo.
Do you
Gotta
have the
add on
skyline?
to it.
Yeah, I drew it.
Oh, all right.
The 615
No, I just got the skyline tattoo. but
913,
They're adding a building that's
615.
gonna be taller than the
So,
Batman building.
do you have to add a building every time that they build?
I'm not gonna
it?
fucking do that. I'm not.
I would.
I'm from here. I'm not.
You gotta go check in
Right,
once a
you
year.
gotta
I
go
hate that
original.
shit.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Go original.
Yeah.
Because that would be funny.
That would be a lot of
Just
work.
gotta keep
Just have this
updating it.
panorama going up your arm.
Yeah, that's Barstool Sports new bar. Yeah.
Then one of them gets tore down, and you have to get it right.
Yep.
Hey, they're still rebuilding the Mudroom Street from that bomb.
Yeah.
Did you feel it? How far away you
No,
live?
I was in Castilian Springs when it happened. All those people full of shit. There were people in Mount Juliet that I felt it. It's like you fucking. You
No,
feel that
but-
shit
Nah,
in
it's-
Mount Juliet.
That's the way.
Yeah, fuck yeah, you
When
probably
something
felt
bad
it.
happens, somehow the other people, a lot of people want to feel like they're involved somehow.
Yeah, they
It
was-
was
You wouldn't
crazy.
believe how many stories I heard of people like, yeah, my cousin's got a friend that was in 9/11. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
There was a
No,
comedian got his ass kicked for saying that he was at the buildings and walked away. That Steve Renazizi, the redheaded comedian.
Yeah.
You guys probably
The
know what
guy
I'm
from
talking
the
about.
league.
Yeah. So basically, forever he was saying that he was in one of the towers in 9/11, and then he wound up admitting to it later that he wasn't. And he
I
got
don't like
fucking
that.
hammered.
Yeah, he should have got hammered. I don't like that. I don't like when people try to be veterans when they're not. You know?
oh, I've
That's
seen
stolen
stolen
valor.
valor. I've
Stolen
seen those
valor.
videos, man.
I fucking hate that.
I couldn't
man.
imagine trying to dress up like that and walk around like a
And walk
stooge.
around like that, like
I'd be
you know,
embarrassed, man.
It's a
kinda
psychopath.
sad
Hey, man,
because-
everybody's got their hobbies, brother.
I mean, it's kind of sad because those dudes in like the military.
Some of us out here trying to get laid, man. What do
A
you-
lot
Yeah.
of the time, and people
Right.
are just like, "You fucking asshole." He's just like, "I don't know where I even live, brother. You're pressuring me."
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
I
To
just wanted
me,
to go.
actually,
Disrespectful.
when you talk about music and like what me and him was talking about, that stolen valor is the same thing as the online little, you know,
Anybody can do it.
anybody can do it.
Yep.
They just take the badge of all the work that we've done and then just assume it. Oh, I'm a rock band. I mean, you know, I got 10,000, 100,000 people. It's like you play no gigs. You
Play
gonna
the
stink.
back.
I think all that matters is
Yeah.
they're making money.
You gonna stink like
There's a lot of imposters out there.
imposters.
Yeah.
On this show, we've had imposters. We've had
two.
We've had
There was
fake
the chick
guests.
that pretended to be
What?
somebody else.
Sorry, so
And then the one dude
Oh
that.
shit! I got to hear about this.
So this is the one that we don't really know. So I won't say her name, but
Okay.
I booked her, checked out her website and everything, blah blah blah. She comes to the show and everything, and I'm looking at her, I'm just like, is this the same person I fucking booked, you know? So then after we do the show with her, and she doesn't want to do a song, doesn't want to sing and everything, you know, and actually like, you know, this person knows how to like is a singer songwriter, but also has her band, so she knows how to play music, she knows how to sing.
Right.
But came on, didn't want to do anything, and then like I'm looking at her like she didn't even seem like she knew anything about music. She had no influences,
Right.
and it seemed like she was more wanting to promote her fitness bullshit, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so then like afterward, I started looking at her social media again, and like me and the guy that I was doing the show with at that time, I was like, this ain't the same person, man. I was like, we're saying like, who is this bitch that was here? We're looking back at the video that we shot. We were looking at the fucking, you know, the stuff that she had online and everything. It's like, it looks very similar, but it was just like, it can't be the same person. Like, this person's all about fitness and the music is afterward, and this person doesn't give two shit about it's all
Right,
music.
yeah.
It was weird. But one of the worst, and this guy, and I have to say, like, I've never felt about being aggressive with the guests before, but this guy, I felt like being aggressive
Look like
with.
he need a beat now.
This is the reason why I stopped booking off of Craigslist. I got Monty Hicks off of Craigslist. Y'all know Monty Hicks?
That's where you should have stopped.
Yeah. So anyway, I booked this dude. It was last minute. I didn't get to vet him or anything like that. He sends me his social media and his YouTubes and everything, and it looks like the guy who's like in about his 30s, maybe a little bit younger than that, country, western music, singer-songwriter. I listened to his stuff, had a great voice and everything, had a great mix of music. I was like, yeah, come on. And, it's never just been about heavy metal here. We have a lot of metal.
Yeah,
but-
Oh, yeah, it's about
country
music.
artists.
Yeah,
Have
exactly.
rappers on.
Yeah.
So this is the one time I was like, this is back when we were doing the show in Lebanon, Tennessee. And this is the one time that I was late, but I was like, man, everybody's late. Monty's always late. We're always late going on. The guest is usually late. This is the one day that everybody was there on time and I was late. So I get there about 30, 45 minutes late and shit, me and the sound man that I had at the time. And I walk in and like, oh, here's so-and-so, and I don't even remember his name. And I walk in and I look at him and I was like, who the fuck is this dude? I was like, who? And I'm looking at him and everything, and I could tell that you can see the look on my face. I can see it in his eyes. I can see the look on my face, like I don't know who the fuck this motherfucker is. And so as I introduced myself, he introduced, and then I'm hearing his voice, and it's just kind of like this, like, I've been smoking cigarettes for 40 years and everything type of grasp to it and shit. Yeah. And so I sit down, and as I'm sitting down, I go back and I look at the links that he sent me, and I'm looking at the picture of the dude that's in there, and I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at him, and I'm just like, this ain't the same fucking person, man. And like I started to get mad, right? So then he has this guitar and everything that he brought. He brought his acoustic guitar, and so like, all right, well, this is gonna be fun. So we're doing the fucking show. We start and everything, and then I was like, all right, well, hey, you're gonna play a song. And this is back when we didn't have like an area. Everyone did singer-songwriter. Before we even did bands, everybody did sing-songwriter at the table. So you just bring your acoustic. We had acoustics on the.
It was in a little shed.
It was like it was like a crazy. Take it easy, brother. Thank you for coming. So anyway, he was.
Hey, May 23rd.
I'll be there, bro.
All right.
So he had his acoustic guitar. He takes it. He picks it up. And he's like, "Oh well, I can't play anything because I broke the headstock." And sure enough, the headstock was split, and like one of the fucking tuning keys were kind of like, yeah.
Like that when he found it.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, oh, it's cool, man. We've got acoustic guitars
Hanging
here,
on the wall.
right? And so I handed him an acoustic guitar and everything. And one of them I had trouble staying in tune, so I even asked the guy that I did the show with. I was like, hey, is this the one that stays in tune? He goes, yeah. So I hand it to dude, and he takes it, and then he puts it down. And he goes, well, okay, well, the first thing I want to do is I want to do a rap. Yeah. So I was like, all right, you're going to do a rap. So he takes out his piece of paper that he's got and folds it out of his wallet, and he starts doing his rap and everything, a cappella. And so we're like, all right, cool, and we're talking a little bit, and I was like, all right, so hey, man, let's hear that song. I already know what's going on, right? I'm not fucking stupid.
You're gonna play something before
You're gonna play a fucking song. Yeah, you're gonna come on this show and play this fucking charade. I want to hear this fucking song.
All right.
Yeah.
So again, he picks up the fucking guitar and he like kind of pretends to put down a chord and everything, right? And then he starts to strum it and everything. Shit's buzzing. It just sounds off. I don't know what it is. And then starts to kind of recite, what he thinks. Right then and there, he writes the very first song he has ever written in his whole entire life, right then and there. And then about halfway through, he just kind of stops and he's like, yeah, that's all I got. I was like, yeah, I bet that's all you fucking got. I wanted to write it to him so fucking bad, but I'm just like, we're out.
That's an imposter.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, my goodness.
So YouTube doesn't let you delete the show immediately. You have to wait 12 hours to delete the show.
Okay.
So I had to wait till that morning to delete it. And every time somebody would watch it, I'd be like, God damn it, stop watching it.
Don't watch
God damn it,
garbage. Fucking garbage.
And I didn't know at the time you could put this shit on private. So some people got to see that show, but I deleted it. I didn't even save a copy of it. It was the one show.
Don't need it.
Yeah, no, I was done. But there was a couple. I had a comedian, a female comedian that came on. She had confessed on air. So she said, because I started asking her questions like, well, who's your favorite comedian? And had no idea who a comedian was.
Okay.
This, that.
Wow, you couldn't name one?
Yeah. So she finally admitted to it on there, and then I deleted that one too. It's just like, I don't know what gets into someone's mind where it's like they're sitting there one day and they see someone's post. It's like, hey, come on a podcast. Tell us your stories of your interesting life. And they come on and pretend to be somebody else. That shit kills me. And
There's crazy people
We've had
out
about,
there.
I can't remember the
The
other ones.
crazies live on Craigslist.
The other ones were questionable, but those were the three that was fucking obvious. But
Wow.
We've had some questionable guests on here. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, I'm glad that we're doing more of a format now that we're familiar with people, and like it's like I can kind of see the bullshit now because there's people that contact me now. I'm like, no.
No, that's good.
And also to the point where I really don't, unless I'm in a pinch, I really don't book anybody that contacts me unless I really.
Right.
But I'm usually reaching out to people, and it's I don't know, man.
And thanks for reaching out to me, man. I really enjoyed coming out here.
No, what's funny is it's like when I found Stone Deep, I was listening. I was like, man, this guy sounds a lot like the hardcores. And then going back and forth with Glenn, I didn't realize Glenn was from fucking Scatterbrain.
Right.
And so Glenn was like, well, here, I'm going to let you talk to Ronzo or anything. I started going back and forth to Ronzo, and Ronzo wound up making a post right before he called me. And in his post, whatever it was, the post was about, he did all the hashtags, and one of the hashtags was the hardcores. And it was at that moment that it clicked. And I was like, what? And then all of a sudden the phone rings and it says Ronzo Cartwright. I was like, what?
The same guy.
I was like, man, I just found out who the fuck you were. I didn't know.
Yeah, I remember that.
You gotta let a motherfucker know who you are.
You gotta let them know sometimes. But you know what? Sometimes I fail to mention that. Like, yeah, I was a lead rapper for hardcore and Stone Deep, but it was two different seasons for me and different experiences. So sometimes, and I'm in Stone Deep land right now, so I talk about that more. But a lot of people connected later. It's like, you know what? You kind of sound like, you know what I mean? I had one guy.
But the older guys like us.
Yeah,
guys with some
but
great
it's millions of us, so why don't we all talk to each other? Because that's another thing. People like older guys like us, like we're out
They're
dead.
not on the internet, and they're not going
Dinosaurs.
to shows.
Yeah, like we're dinosaurs. We're out on the interweb. There's plenty of us. You know what I'm saying? We got kids that'll let us on there, like my daughter.
I need you to log me in.
I got
a guy. He'll let me in.
Right now we got like we're up to 41,300. Almost 43,000 on IG.
Oh,
That's nice,
great.
right?
That's excellent.
I still have to ask about it. Hey, I need to talk to somebody. Hey, do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Make that shit happen. Ooh, I just got a little weed on me.
Nothing wrong with that.
Got
Nothing wrong with
a
that.
little weed on me.
Speaking of. All right. Well, does anybody have any like crazy weed stories?
I don't have any crazy weed stories. I actually have a pending. Y'all know what I did this morning?
What'd you do?
I'm on a tear today because I got to meet my sweetie, Rachel Cartwright. I love you. Throw a little wife action for later.
So the vibes up.
You know what I'm saying? So this morning, actually, do y'all know who Diane Nash is? Okay, so if you look at the old 1960s when they were segregated at the restaurants and stuff like that, there was this one white lady, and she sat at the table with the black kids to protest. Mm-hmm. That's her.
Okay.
She's still alive. And they just named a plaza after her downtown Nashville today, this morning. So I got up. It was like 10 o'clock. I got up early this morning, went down there. India Irie sang for her.
That's fucking amazing.
One of my best friends, Sarah's her son, Jeffrey, who is he was with the Fish Jubilee Singers. He sang the Black National Anthem, and then Shannon Sanders was there, and it was a lot of dignitaries. Like, it was nice. I just sat under a tent today. I was dressed all like respectable and shit, and looking like not rock today.
Nice.
Y'all have been very proud of me. Had my little.
I got my suits in the closet.
Yeah,
Man.
I got my
like
Peaky
them.
Blinder hat, and you know what I'm saying. I had my little vest, and it was nice. And but I went to a dedication today. Heard about Black History, and then I went home, took a short nap, put the sofa in the truck. I brought my truck today, and now I'm here with you guys.
Look at that, man.
Smoking weed and debaucherating. So.
Well,
And then I'm gonna go home, and then we're gonna eat pizza with that.
pass the fuck out.
Yeah, we might watch Funhouse.
There you go.
That
You
was
should.
good.
You should. Yeah.
I'm telling you, some of those old scary movies. I'm gonna tell you the most scary movie for me that ever scared me is weird. It's a silent movie, Nosferatu.
Oh God.
Oh, the old.
The way they
22
say
one.
that actually could have been a vampire.
It's so scary, and the reason why it's scary, because there's no sound. He's just, you know what I mean? He's just black and white, and he's just fucking, right?
Is there a soundtrack to it though? Is there like music?
There is
No,
no
that's like
sound.
the first
It is
vampire
fucking
movie.
So you
creepy
can actually
as shit.
You can go on Tubi and you can find two different versions. So they have one that has no sound on it, but then they have one that has a progressive metal band that does the soundtrack to it.
Oh.
Yeah.
You need to watch the no sound first. Go in a room, like, at night, turn the light off, turn that thing on, in black and white, no sound, terrible makeup, he's all pale with the teeth and all that shit. It is fucking... Smoke a joint, you know what I'm saying? Get what you need to get, and woo.
No, man. Sometimes it's good to get some of the old movies out.
Dude, the horror movie that fucked me up was Amityville 2. It's based on the real murders, and there's
Well,
like
say that again.
Amityville 2,
Yeah.
What is it?
Amityville Horrors,
I know, I'm country, Amityville.
the
What'd you say?
Amityville.
Yeah, Amityville Horror.
He said Amityville.
Yeah, they made a lot of those.
At Middyville.
Yeah.
Where you from?
Here, Clarksville to
No shit.
like 45 minutes. From
Couple
Nashville.
counties away, we got different twangs. and
Yeah, it's different
tangs.
twang. I was born in Nashville, so
Yeah.
So
got the
Amityville
twang.
2 is
Amityville
where they
2.
have the brother on sister action, and like
Yes,
she
exactly.
is so hot in that you kind of forgive that because you're like, yeah.
And the dad said,
No forgiveness.
no, but yeah,
No
No,
forgiveness.
she's hot.
Oh.
She was in some other movies too, like big in the '80s and everything. But god damn it, man! Like, so I saw it recently and I had forgotten about it. And I'm just like, yeah.
it's so dirty though, man.
Yeah,
And
but
like
it's-
his transformation is so good, like him turning into the demon and shit. Oh, dude.
It's different.
And I watched it way too fucking young.
We all did because we all got cable.
Yeah.
My one that
Yeah.
got me was the
Yeah, I
original It with fucking Tim Curry. I mean, it's made for TV now.
that's
Now
stupid.
it don't hold the test of water now. But when I was 5 years old, man, I
Look.
fuck a goddamn clown. Every
So,
one of them.
I believe in karma and the universe, right? And everything brings everything together. I'm gonna show you something that I promise you we didn't make up. Okay? I'm gonna show you my sock.
You say sock?
Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see this or not. I got It socks on.
That's
Nice.
Great.
Oh,
That's great.
yeah, it's
That's
legit.
great.
And that's the Tim Curry.
Oh, man.
It.
That's great.
Yeah, he was scary.
I'm
as
better
fuck.
now, but
I got
That
Ronald
was scary.
McDonald's on.
But I always look. No matter what I got on, I have my fun socks on.
I got my 420 socks on.
420. Yeah.
420.
I don't have any weed socks. I'm gonna give me some. I'm probably gonna get some Snoop Dogg socks, probably.
there you go.
But I got Marvel socks. You know what I'm
Snoop
saying?
Dogg has
All that
enough
shit.
money.
He got a lot of money. He is such a
Dude, we're talking
marketing
about
genius.
I was gonna say, talk about just selling the name alone and how many different products. It's
I mean, he's
insane.
everywhere. Look, so what catapulted him is when Martha, what's her name, Martha
Stewart.
Yeah.
got thrown in jail.
And they
That's
partnered
catapulted her
up.
too. And then
They partnered up.
They partnered up to make it cool. They
Well,
sell
it was
everything.
a joke because she went to jail, and
Yeah.
there was a joke that she was going to start selling shit with Snoop
Right.
Dogg, and then they started doing it, and they became the meme.
Man,
but like
it
people
is-
were wanting, they did a TV show together.
Yeah.
They were doing all the commercials together. Like people wanted to see that shit happen.
It's so far apart that it's cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you ever see something that's like way over here and way over here at the same time, but it's cool together, that's them.
Oh yeah.
That's super cool.
Well, she's
I was
also
thinking genius.
she plays off of him really well. You
Right.
would think that she would be kind of a little bit more stuck up. You think of Martha
Right.
Stewart. You
No,
think,
she's actually pretty chill.
That's what
Really,
I'm saying.
Pretty
Pretty chill.
cool.
Like they work really well together.
Yeah.
And she's smart. You can tell that she's not like a dumb bitch. You know, you
Yeah,
can tell that
she's
she's
very
actually
smart.
very
Yeah,
educated.
very
Right, yeah,
educated, yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
that she's got this one thing. It's on a free channel where it's just her in her garden now. And she's fucking old as fuck, but still cool as shit, dude. Like she's hanging in there. She knows her shit, or at least reads the
I mean,
script
I'm not
very,
gonna, I'm
very
not
well.
gonna watch her stuff, but
South
Right.
Park instantly comes to mind, man. Fucking her stuffing a fucking turkey up her vag.
Well, I remember Hillary and the Snook, but I didn't remember
I had to
that.
put all those on my list.
I haven't
I
seen
nothing.
South Park in a while. Like I see them get posted. They're on HBO Max now, so I see it posted all the time. But I don't really kind
I
of.
don't watch it that much, but it's funny.
I feel like
It's surprising they haven't been canceled, dude. They're
Yeah.
like the one thing that's
Surprisingly.
they just fuck fuck with everybody.
No, I remember him raising so much hell about The Simpsons and Beavis and Butthead, but South Park by far fucking broke the wall
But
on
they do
vulgarity.
everybody. They do everybody. That's the reason why you really can't touch and you can't go after and say, oh, well, you hit this group or that group, because they do everybody. They don't give a fuck and who it is. They go after any particular celebrity, any particular religious group. I mean, they took on the Mormons and shit. In Scientology, who the fuck does that?
Not many.
Yeah, that's scary fucking shit.
Yeah, Al Qaeda and shit. Bin Laden and all that.
Mohammed.
Shit. Yeah, Mohammed. Yeah.
Mohammed.
Oh, NAMBLA. The pedophile group, NAMBLA, whatever it is.
Shit.
National Association of Men Who Love Underage Boys, or some shit like that. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know. I bailed out fifth season, and I wound up watching. They came out with those movies where like they
Shut your
aged
fucking
them.
mouth, fuck up.
Well, that was that. Okay, so I saw that movie, but I'm talking about like the ones they did recently where they had aged them, and like the dad had a weed farm, and then they wound up going to the future to their future selves, and it was weird. I don't know.
I did like the most recent episode. The multiverse where they were like making fun of Disney and shit.
So I haven't seen that yet.
That one was a really good episode, man.
Yeah.
Fucking whole episode, Cartman's like playing like the Disney chick. He's like, put a fucking chick in it, make it fucking gay.
Make it gay, yeah.
So true, man.
No, it is. I just watched the new Ghostbusters, and of course, you know the one chick, the young chick that's like the Ghostbuster chick, the daughter,
you saw that?
With the glasses,
granddaughter.
the one with
Yeah,
the glasses.
right.
Yeah.
So she's like 15 in this and everything. I'm just like, man, 3 years, she's gonna be hot as fuck. And then as soon as I fucking think that they made her gay, it's like all of a sudden like her love interest is the ghost. She winds up having like the love interest with the ghost. I'm just like, why did they do this? What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think
Well,
that's-
they insinuated it pretty hard, but I don't think they actually.
Well, she was dead. They really couldn't consummate, which would be, you know, a different movie.
You like Ghostbusters 1 or 2 more?
man.
So I mean,
I like them both the same.
the
The
companionship.
two original,
really,
man, they're
The
just.
second one was like a little more scary, it seemed. Like that fucking dude in the painting was scary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that look on his
Yeah,
face, trying to
dude.
steal the fucking baby and shit.
Yeah, that was a little bad.
So they were both really good. I didn't like the remake that they did, and I'm glad that they didn't leave the.
Oh,
that,
the lady one?
Well, that and then there was
Yeah, that
they,
lady-
I haven't watched that one.
It's
they
not
made
good.
a sequel, but it was supposed to be it was a video game, and I played it, and it was horrible. I mean, it was just, and that was supposed to be canon, and they weren't really expected to do another movie. They kind of left it to be this video game and let it stand at that. And I'm glad that they didn't.
Yeah.
But Paul Rudd, like, he's one of my favorite actors.
Me
and
too,
the
I like
fact
him.
that and the fact that Paul Rudd was in this, I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch this. And then like
Right.
Afterlife was great. I was just like, yes, please do something with this. And then like I saw this last one, and this is the one thing I don't like about the movie, is that they fucking in the trailer literally showed the last end of the fucking movie in the trailer, like the
Yeah.
big climatic movie part of the movie.
Yeah, don't throw the whole thing.
They showed every bit of it in the trailer, and it's like when we finally get to the point, it's like, wait a minute, we've seen all of this. This is your moment, and you showed it to us. I'm glad I didn't fucking pay for it.
That's when you know the movie's not gonna be that good.
When they just show that.
When they
Yeah.
showed the
Yeah.
whole movie in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was something I
Who
was.
was it back in the day? Scorpion King. They built it up so much for so long, and all the greatest scenes was in the actual fucking.
But they
trailer.
shouldn't even have made that one. I love the Mummies, the original.
I know they tried to do a good
And
spin-off.
then they just went to trash. All right, guys, I gotta get out of here.
We're all gonna go. We're all gonna go. Hey, we're all gonna go. I want to thank Ronzo and Mark and the rest of the guys from Modern Primate, Kyler Finney and Justin Wagner, and I want to thank my sound guy for being dragged out here. He's got a bum foot, and I made his ass come out here and help us out. And for me and my brother Pig. Happy 420. Be safe
Happy
tonight.
420.
If you're gonna do something stupid, do it at home. Fuck you all
Do it
tonight.
at home. Fuck you.
Good show.
Great job, man.
Oh, go ahead and put them on.
Can I get a motherfucking moment of silence for this small chronic break? We're Modern fucking Primate. Song is called Karma's Crown. Contradiction.
Happy 420 to all of you. We're going to play another one.
We were somewhere around Barstow, on the edge of the desert, when the drugs began to take hold.
We're going to hit you with old one. make sure we're tuned up for this. This is Primates on Parade right here. We had a hard time deciding on our first cover, man. We tried everything. We've tried typo. We've tried fucking Justin Timberlake's bringing sexy back. There's recordings of that shit somewhere. This is what we came up with. Thank you. We love coming here, man. You guys always fucking treat us to a good time. We were promised green M&M.
gonna be our last song, man. Yes, sir. DNP, it's 420. It's a fucking rock show. Let me see some heads banging and some asses moving. Let's go. Contradiction. Fuck around and you test me. My patience is fleeting. Coward, picture this. Your face, my face. Fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you.